tall, so not the biggest barbarian, but I'm jacked.
To hair and braids.
We could put our parents in the way.
As if we put it into braids and then we wrapped it around. And then we gave them the flowers, sticking them. And then what if we did this?
Have another drink, please?
Yes, you may. And he goes over.
Put your hands up, it's better!
No. Syria, roll me a constitution, saving throw. Yes.
You, I'm gonna fight you.
He's sort of you guys know who I am, right?
Yeah. Goggles.
You're
Dr.
Mole.
Robot. Dr. Robot.
What do you do?
Take a moment to try to stop laughing.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing with the other one.
Why not? It worked again.
Hating on Batman.
I don't hate Batman, for the record. I hate the fandom of Batman.
Oh, cool. Okay,
That's the
that's
issue.
way more people.
It is. It's a
Dang.
lot of, like, actual human beings.
Were you gonna
You need to rub this crap off your neck and not smell like me, or I will fail. Just start rubbing his neck and just getting like.
I am fairly certain it doesn't matter what I smell like at this point.
To a feline, you have wolf's piss on you.
I'm just gonna point at my feline eyes.
I have some time.
You've just tuned in. We had the brilliant idea while we were fishing at the Dark Moon Festival.
Oh, jeez.
To do a dungeon with fishing poles equipped. Because why not? And so we drank all of the alcohol in our bags, and we equipped our fishing poles and our aquatic beds, and we went to do a dungeon.
I feel like I need to close out. So this was the end of our epic tale. What holds for next week as the heroes set sail? We may find more family, we may find where things start. All we know is to follow our hearts. So our heroes set forth to pillage and to wander in the magical continent of wonder. We have one more question. I hope to not blunder. Question for you, dear friends. Do you wonder? Thank you, guys. Indigo Connect. Hi, everybody! Welcome. It is. What day is it?
Sunday?
It's Sunday! Okay, it's Sunday night.
Me too.
Yeah, I know. And it's, we're not doing anything special tonight. We're just hanging out. We're playing D&D. And we're doing a 25-hour Dungeons & Dragons stream. Why? Because we're crazy. Yeah. And we...
Who needs sleep?
Hello. T.E. Graves, Action Sturge, Maeve, Nina, Icky, Grim. Nina's up. She stayed up. Nightheart Gaming, Indigo Jima, all of you. We love you all so much. Grim says coffee. All of our friends in Australia and Scotland and all of you that stayed up and are waking up and early, whatever the case may be. We love you all so much. We have a few announcements before we get started with tonight's stream. Tonight, we have some awesomeness. So basically, we've got streams going on from now until tomorrow, with our last stream being a Neverland one-shot. Right now, we've got a Wonderland one-shot I'm very excited to introduce to you. Stay tuned after that. We'll have an hour of backstage time, which is basically me and talking with some of our awesome cast that wants to just hang out. It's like the backstage experience, but you don't have to be subscribers to experience it. So we'll hang out and we'll talk about some stuff. We'll get prepared for the next game, which is a one-shot led by our very own Icky V. She's going to be doing the 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. spot. So I'll be playing in that. And so, yeah, it's
it's going to be great. So stay tuned as I get to play my very first Artificer. And it's going to be a fun time. So please tune in for that. That's from 12 to 3. Then at 3, we get our Sweet Tooth on as Indigo Chameleon wakes up, and we got some gingerbread house making. Oh, snap! Because if you're going to watch TV from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m., you're going to watch some gingerbread house making. And Icky says, I got the monster and the monster. T.E. Graves says, oh my gosh, it's Caitlin and Cody. Yes!
It does.
So more of that in a second. And then we've got gingerbread house making, and then we wake up. There's a little hour break where we have breakfast, and then we're doing D&D, but you got my D&D mixed in with my superheroes?
Yeah, man.
And you got my superheroes mixed in with my D&D, and so we've retooled Justice League characters and squished them with D&D, and it's not A Team, it's not B Team.
It's something.
D&D.
It's... I'll be playing Booster Gold as portrayed by Nathan Fillion during the Justice League game, and Maysay is going to be our illustrious DM. So stay tuned, you're going to have a great time, because if anybody's going to lead this ragtag group of heroes, isn't that right? Who are you going to be playing in that?
I'm playing Victor Stone. I'm playing Cyborg.
Yeah, that's right. So tune in for some fun shenanigans from the 7 to 10 time slot. Then, Indigo, what happens after that?
Oh my gosh. After that, I'm leading my very, 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 very first D&D game.
She's DMing for the very first time. She's doing it on stream.
Who did it for their first time on stream?
I did.
Okay.
Wasn't me.
It's great. You're gonna be great. You're gonna be amazing.
I'm not nervous at all.
Go, Bo. Do all the drunken monk things.
Yes.
Grim, thank you so much. After Indigo DMs her very first game, we go and do a battle royale as a bunch of heroes enter in, and then one leaves, hopefully, if we did it right. Or maybe we did it wrong, and we'll have to see. Then after our epic battle royale, we're going to close out the night from 6 to 9 by going to Neverland. And spoilers. There's something very special happening in the Neverland episode tonight, on equal par with what's happening in Wonderland this evening. So that's all of our announcements tonight. Please hang out with us on the Discord. Please hang out with us, and if you want to go spend some money in the merch shop to help us keep the lights on, to get cool mugs like this one and the cool shirt like Indigo Chameleon is wearing. We want to say thank you to Random Encounter Productions, who are joining us tonight. Kaylin and Cody, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Absolutely.
All of the different streams that have shared about the fundraiser going on. There's a link. Please go visit the link and donate if you can to Give Kids the World. It is amazing charity, and we'll be talking about them more and more as the night goes on. Thank you to Nightheart Gaming. Thank you to all of the different the Mercs of Mischief. Yes, all of the streams that have stepped up and said that they would help out and shared. We had some very special retweets today by some heroes of ours. Joe Cat shared information today, and we love those videos on YouTube of the crap guide to D&D and all that stuff. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So all right, I think that's it.
I can't find
You can't find it? I'll make sure it's there. The transmuter's utensil.
Okay, found it.
Okay, got it.
You made it.
I think that's it for now. So, once upon a time in Wonderland, a lot has happened on the continent as a whole. Some of you are very aware of the events that took place if you've been watching along with us. Our heroes in our weekly game have hit a major turning point. We've closed out Season 1, which involved the heroes stopping a crazy arch-lich queen from trying to become a god. She did that by gathering up the essence of many of the gods of the time and representatives of all the major points of arcane lore in one central location, using them as spell components and time traveling back to the original Alice in Wonderland story. There's power in story, in words, and that power was too hard for her to turn away from. And because of that, it was her downfall. The heroes that you know and love from Wonderland banded together to form a group that traveled back in time and stopped her, and due to their heroic efforts, she was indeed stopped. Several of the heroes were lost. Grimm lost his life. Mandrake, in a fashion, lost his as well. And come to find out, Thoe, upon returning home, sacrificed herself in order to try to bring about the tree. So Wonderland is a very different place at the moment. As these things happen, when a political breakdown occurs, there's a scramble. The queen is gone, and she ruled the land with an iron fist. The Red Kingdom was under her heel, and with that power vacuum, of course, the next force to step in was one of those that was being held captive in the ritual, the notorious Red Jack. Jack is a malicious jerk,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term. He's one of the first people that made an impression upon the heroes of Wonderland as somebody who did not trade for money, he did not trade for magical items, he traded for power. And he was willing to trade anyone or anything he could in order to achieve that place. Through his manipulations and manic designs towards the throne, he found himself betrothed to Princess, the heir to the Red Kingdom. To which Princess said, nah. Princess left and began to try to find herself in the wilderness. She located the city of Dinah, a group of individuals that would align with her, a group of were-touched, half animal, half humans. She also formed another alliance with a small kingdom that we know very little about called the Kingdom of Foch. Foch is a breeding ground for those of a very intelligent nature. It is a kingdom that has been hidden away for a very long time. Very, very, very long time, because you have to pass a very rigorous test even to set foot into it. But Princess has done the impossible. She's found the outcast. She's found those loyal to what Wonderland used to be, and she's gathered them all under her banner. As the armies of the Red Kingdom prepare to stand against this growing, teeming horde of rebels and outcasts and those that are just fighting to bring Wonderland back to a place of peace and prosperity as it was back in the day, Princess has designed a plan. And it's crazy enough to work. She set out the word. She's reached out to the far corners of the kingdom to gather allies, those closest to her and those with the power and the guile and the cunning to stand with her as she makes her final assault and decides enough is enough. This is my throne and you can have it when you take it. So she's here to claim the throne. And we're here with her. Joining her is a group of heroes. The first hero I want to talk about is Sir Rit. As we all meet in a small clearing, not too far away from the Red Kingdom, somewhere close in the Wonderlands, not too far away from a grove where our heroes found themselves very early on. Princess is sitting on a rock, and entering into the grove is Sir Rit.
Yes.
And what does Sir Rit look like?
Yes, Sir Rit. Sir Rit is a large black bird with a long, sort of white beak, and he is in red leathers that are studded with little black dots. His wings span out to be about 6 feet, although he himself barely cracks 5. He has a very large shield and a lithe blade on his hip, and there are just a few tiny white feathers right in the front. That is what Sir Rit looks like. He sort of glides in through the tops of the trees, coming to a graceful stop.
Sir Rit is an old friend. He served as the captain's guard for a very long time, and when Red Jack took over, he immediately quit his post.
Yep.
He serves your family, and most of his family has over the years as well.
That's right.
For the first time, out of the castle grounds comes another figure entering into the clearing. What does this figure look like?
Toffee is small.
Good.
Toffee is a small gnome, purple hair and in these, but bigger, and perpetually with tiny little candies in them. Not that one, maybe that one back. She has a giant wooden spoon strapped to her back. She's wearing goggles up on top of her head. She's sort of covered in little bits, just flour explosions. She's wearing castle garb, but that she has outfitted to her own needs, as it is clear she is a chef. Little apron with all of her tool, and this giant tool belt over the apron, just filled with tiny little timbers and bottles, and little hanging labels on the bottles. I want people to make a perception check on.
Yeah.
Make a perception check on the bottle.
They're hard to see. I
Yeah.
will as people come into the clearing.
And so she's just like covered in all this stuff, and she's just constantly taste testing and making notes, and she wants to be here, but also she's like got a job to do.
+5 to you from Mavic. From
from me, yeah.
for you, Indigo Chameleon, and +5 to Caitlin from Grim. Yeah, so you can keep that. You can add a +5 to any roll that you need to in the near future. Okay. So this little gnome stumbles into the clearing. You recognize her as well, but you've never seen her outside of the castle. I don't think she has ever been.
Like most of these people I knew when I was like this tiny.
This little.
And now I am a nice.
Right. You two.
You used to be smaller than me.
You two stand behind Princess as if to make it known to anyone who might enter the grove where your allegiances lie.
Right.
I'm gonna slide to the side so they can see me.
You quickly run over and grab a rock.
That's her.
I'm gonna extend a
Next, we also want to thank the Mercs of Mischief. Thank you guys so much for raiding. We love you guys so much. Next up is a new face, a representative that we have yet to meet. How does she enter into the clearing?
From between the branches at the edge of the clearing, with black cloak catching on the small brambles at the edge, but pushing through, walking, striding confidently. Very pale, young looking, very pale, young looking elf. Very black hair between the slits of the cloak where it opens. Dark leather, silver bits, mostly shrouded. Very, very gaunt features. And walks up confidently and doesn't say a whole lot of much first.
And then making one of the louder noises into the clearing is which individual?
It's Bo, the drunken warforged. Bo sits about 6'2". He's a big, stocky guy. He's got two kegs on his shoulder that kind of just fuel his drunken rage, and he's just kind of drunken rage as in like, you can't hit me. But very like blase blah, very like, I'm here, like, let's go.
You look at your allies that have gathered. Describe for everyone what Princess looks like.
So, being in the Red Keep, a lot of people have seen pictures of the royal family, and Princess she's very slender. Every portrait ever made of her, she has very long, red hair. She's very pretty. And this is a princess from a very long time ago, and not the princess you see before you. The princess before you has cut her hair short because she believes she's going to be fighting and doesn't want anything near her that could prohibit her. She's a bit more... She's stronger. She carries herself higher because you guys have known her when she was little. She's a little trickster. She liked to run around, make jokes, have fun. This is she's royal. She's changed a lot.
The world has been harsh. And we always find ourselves when we run away from the world that we think was set forth for us, we find ourselves being returned to it in some fashion or another. And there are probably some of you that grew up with her that always wished that she would go and not come back because she was never happy in that castle. She wasn't. There are maybe others of you that knew that she could be a great queen someday. That want for more, that kindness that was prevalent beneath the surface could be beneficial to the entire kingdom. Someone else enters into the clearing. Someone you weren't expecting. As the group prepares to set forth, having a silent sort of look at everyone, there's a wagon that approaches. The wagon is a simple wagon. It has a bunch of cabbages in the back of it. It's being led by a very old horse that looks like he is on his last legs. But driving the horse is a woman. What does she look like?
She looks a little familiar to Bow and Princess, although they can't quite place why. She has a humanoid look, but she has light green skin. Her hair is mostly brown, but it's almost like vines. It's got bits of green in it, and then she's got curved horns, almost like a tiefling. She's not, but almost like a tiefling, but vines kind of curved up. You may not be able to tell at first, but she has wings. They're just draped down her back, kind of like a cloak. They're in browns and greens. It's when you look at her face that you think she might look familiar. Almost like a Firbolg that you used to know, who was then a Genasi.
After her chrysalis,
Oh my god. Okay.
Thoe enters into the clearing, driving the wagon, and all of your allies are present.
Wasn't expecting you.
I'm here.
I stand.
I'm different, but I'm here.
I stand up. I walk over to Thoe, and I wrap her in a hug. I say, "You were the first person to show me kindness, and I'm very happy you're here."
I'm really glad that you contacted Mandrake. He's really sorry that he can't be here.
Don't tell him, but I prefer that you're here.
Okay, I won't tell him.
Okay. My friends, my allies, thank you for being here. It's a very important day for me. I can't promise you it'll be easy. I can't promise you that we'll all make it out. But I can promise you that if we succeed, it'll be a better wonder.
Here.
The silence is broken by a hearty here from Sir Rit, and you all.
Thank you, Sir
you all sort of look at each other, trusting maybe not in some of the new people that you're meeting for the first time, but all of you having faith in Princess and that she knows what she is doing. Right now, you are about a day's journey away from the castle. The reason you're about a day's journey away is this is the only safe meeting place to have been gathering your forces. You've sent them out a few days ahead of time to cause the distraction, to draw the forces that you need away from the castle in order for you to make the journey forward. It is early morning at this time. You do have the ability to travel with the cart as you see fit, and you do have the in of having a person that's working currently in the castle.
Well, not currently. I had to use my second in command and control, and he's just going to flap the entire kitchen.
All of you, but Toffee, give me a perception check.
Too
Bo?
14.
14.
Yeah.
23.
23.
If it's potions.
18.
18?
7.
7?
19.
19. So I would say Audie, what did you get? 7. No. Audie, Audie and Sir Rit, you're sort of paying attention to the area, Princess and Sir Rit, as you're looking about and sort of sizing up your allies. So Toffee's got some odd stuff strapped to her belt. You requested a perception check, and I gave it to you. So what are some of the odd things that they notice on your...
She's got little potions that hang down that when the wind catches just so, you can see the flutter of a little tag that says "Drink me." And there's these little candy boxes that are wrapped in these tiny little ribbons. And again, when the wind catches just so, you see written across the side of the ribbon, "Eat me."
I love it. This is great.
Tracy's never been more angry that she missed a perception check.
Are you kidding me? Bo doesn't know something about a liquid? He's pissed.
I'm not going to say anything about it right now, but I definitely look at him.
But you
and
take note.
Yeah.
I never eat the candy. Rit cooks his own food. That's right.
There's a whole backstory of him eating one time.
Just one time.
It takes one time.
One time.
He was turned into a bird.
I tried a little too hard. It never wore off. He used to be an ogre.
I used to be 8 feet tall. I had a 14-pack.
No, I'm a bird.
I would like to thank Toffee for her contribution.
Hey, thanks.
The group stays close to Backroads. It is a long journey to get to the castle. As you set off early in the morning and the group gets together, there's a bit of talking. Thoe brings the cart with, because it is the cabbages and could provide food, or that's how she got here. So,
Well, I have a regular delivery to the castle as well, so if we need to get in.
That might be well.
Yeah. Staying close to Backroads makes it a little easier. As you get closer and closer to the castle, you're going to notice that some of the civilizations that used to be on the outskirts of the Wonderlands, the forests surrounding the Red Kingdom, are looking barren. The abodes still standing, no signs of destruction or fire or anything that might come about with war times, but the sounds of life are all gone. You begin to travel and keep up a pace. I'm sure that all of you introduce yourselves in whatever means you see fit. If you are walking, I need to know the marching order. If anybody's riding in the wagon, I need to know that as
I'm
well.
a ride.
You're gonna ride. You're little.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't. Do these shoes? They are slippers of spider climb. They don't walk. They climb. I'm just gonna stick myself on top of the wagon.
Yeah. Toffee's sticking up, and she's the tallest
Watching
one.
really carefully.
Good. Okay, so Toffee's on the wagon.
Bo's walking next to the wagon.
Bo's next to the wagon.
Next to it.
What is the traveling speed of the wagon?
I'm gonna
Whatever we want it to be.
that I was gonna be generous and say let's say 30 feet, because this horse is that old.
Okay.
So it'll keep up with the group.
Okay.
Okay.
I will instead of walking be flying circles above the
Scoping things out, keeping an eye on things.
Yes.
I'll
Yep.
be in the wagon as well.
Is the horse about the
Yeah,
spot?
is there like, can the horse carry 2 people, or do I need to walk?
I think there's a moment where like the horse slows down and you guys look over at Thoe and like take a cabbage and like look like you're gonna throw it, and you just drop a few out and then that equals out the weight. You know what I mean? Like a 5 or 10 pound bag. You know.
I
Like,
will repay you for the cabbages, I promise.
Should I consider gentle repose on this horse? Is it like that? Or, like, where are we at here?
we're not at that point yet.
Okay.
2 days.
2 days. Sarit and Toffee, based on where you are, I would like the two of you then to give me perception checks. Since you are flying about, Sarit, you can give this to me at advantage based on your viewpoint.
Thank you.
Yep.
I know nothing, Jon Snow.
You were atop the wagon.
16.
16. You're keeping an eye out and you are flying about with the sheer purpose of
Yeah.
spotting danger
Absolutely.
before it comes. And sure enough, around midday, getting closer into the afternoon, before you're still about half a day's journey away from the keep, you see a contingent of Red Guard. The only odd thing about this is Red Guard are usually stationed within the castle itself.
Yeah.
Spades are known to patrol the Wonderlands, and clubs have their own designation as well. And hearts are usually within the castle grounds only. The fact that they are on the road makes you immediately suspicious. There looks to be a group of 7 or 8.
Okay. I will I'll sort of give a light whistle and to her and be like, "Go." I'm gonna hide in the in some of the canopy of the trees.
Okay. You've probably worked out a signal to this point.
You're
And
gonna
so,
say if I need to tap someone on the shoulder, your hands.
yeah. So you're gonna scoot off to the side and
Yes.
just keep an eye.
Yep.
You're going to duck down, pull your hood up.
Yes, and I would like to make. Is she out in the open?
She's out in the open. Like I said, it's not a huge wagon.
Yeah, may I
it's like
make an attempt, a magical attempt?
Yes, you may.
I'd like to attempt to infuse, while they're readily available, a cabbage.
Okay.
With a disguise spell, basically, to see if she can eat it and it can make her look like someone else for a minute. Can I try it?
Yes, you may. You grab a cabbage.
Yeah. This
Yep.
one looks good. They're about to throw it up and nope, I need that one.
Yep. Okay. Give me an attempt here.
I'm going to use my feet, which is, it's called Lucky, but I'm renaming it the first pancake because you always throw out the first pancake.
Okay.
You're a
I
baker.
love
I've
that.
themed every single thing I have and do. Every single one of them.
Throw out the first pancake.
There, that's better. And then I'm going to add that +5. Is this an Arcana check? Is this an Intelligence check? I don't artifice.
Let's
I'm
make
new.
this an Arcana check.
Thank you. Okay, so that's 31. +8 for Arcana.
So am I.
+5 from earlier because someone gave me a 5 +5 from an earlier roll,
She
and
was
I
getting a
need this
+5
to
from
succeed.
So she's like, "Hey, I don't know if this is this cabbage. This cabbage infuses with a golden light upon it.
Okay.
Golden cabbage.
As the Toffee, the Sugarmancer, infuses this cabbage with a arcane light that flares brilliantly, and the air suddenly smells of sugary sweets and happiness and joy.
Please.
It
And
smells like the cookies I used to steal from her kitchen.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's not a cabbage anymore, I swear.
The roll is so high that all may partake of the cabbage that see fit. As she holds out the cabbage to you all, and you can choose the disguise of which the disguise self of which you would like to put upon yourself. Bo, are you maintaining your
Yeah.
look?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
I'm gonna duck off into the edge and keep a very close eye.
Okay, you're going off into
As
the
well.
edge as well.
I have been delivering cabbages in this
She
area
doesn't
for a
need
long
to be
time.
in space.
Well, for a couple months.
I will. Are you taking a bite?
Yep.
It's up to you, man. You do you.
Actually, I feel like I can just sink into the cabbages. There's a lot of them, and I am as small as I have
I have
mentioned.
become one with the cabbage.
I do. I have this, and then I just take it and I fade into the nothing.
The last image you see, almost as if it's a reverse Terminator, but instead of a thumbs up, it's a cabbage that just sort of sinks into the ground. It's so, I've never said this in a D&D game before. It's so cute. I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. Okay? Just
what I'm here for.
on unmitigated cuteness, it just automatically succeeds.
That was my goal.
You two, I need stealth checks to see how quiet you can be.
I'm going to turn into a green young furball woman.
A green young furball
Kind of like to
woman.
match her aesthetic, so like I belong with her.
You're gonna change the features, like
Yeah.
the two of you, and then Bo, you're just like
I'm Robot Butler.
Robot Butler. If it ain't,
My
if it,
favorite Lifetime show.
if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, got
Yeah,
it.
I'm Robot Butler.
17.
17 for Sir Rit.
10.
10.
Black in a forest, doesn't really.
You're like, can you see me? Yes, very much so.
I offered you a what?
Setting all of this up, luckily Sir Rit spotted all of this before it happened. We are sunk in cabbage. We are disguised. We are as hidden as we possibly can be as the cart begins to move again. As Sir Rit said, what you can see are 3 guards on the left-hand side of the road, 3 on the right, and an individual standing up front. This individual is smaller than the 3 off to the side, as if he is one of the smaller races. Could be halfling or gnomish or something along those lines, but his proportions are wrong. There's no other way to put it than that. One of the arms looks a little longer than the other. There's something odd about how he carries himself. But the other individual guards in the area are paying him the due respect that he deserves. The cart is coming forward, and he looks at it and puts a hand up to all of you. You hear a voice. The people on the cart hear a voice inside their head saying, "Halt! What is your business with the Red Kingdom?"
Oh, I'm delivering cabbages.
You are?
Yes, they're expecting me. I deliver them often.
Hmm? And who is this?
Oh, well, she's helping me, and these are friends of mine, and we just met. I mean, met up here because.
You point off into the woods?
Oh wait, she's with me.
Yep.
And
They're not with
I'm
me.
hidden.
I'm so sorry.
It's just me.
I'll say you're pointing to Bo.
Got it. It was Bo. Okay.
The cabbages are my friends.
He looks about the space and he's like, "Oh, one of those. Yes,
Yes.
of course." And then he looks at Bo and says, "And you are needed to escort them to sell cabbages."
I'm hired help. Man, we don't have a lot of work opportunities. It's manual labor.
To be honest, the kingdom's been a little dangerous lately, and I've had some issues. I get a little nervous when there are bandits and things on the road, and so.
I don't know whether this is persuasion or deception. So, give me deception.
I feel like I'm trying really hard to persuade him.
You really
that
think
he
so,
should-
huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Almost
I'm
as
trying
if
to
that was a little
persuade him.
higher. Okay, yeah. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check for me then.
Almost as if I had a better chance.
Can I, because I have proficiency in persuasion, help this?
That would be a 20, not now.
No, you may not. Yes, he looks about the space and says, "Well, it is dangerous times for the kingdom." Once again, he does not say this out loud. The voice echoes in your head. It will be customary to search the cart. Yes.
Well, I understand, and you're welcome to look. I mean, don't get me wrong, but these are cabbages, and last time I delivered them to the castle, some of them were damaged, and then they got really mad, and then I had to go all the way back and get more cabbages, and then I had to bring them all the way back, and it was so much travel, and then the
Please
cabbages
stop
spoiled on
talking.
the way.
Please
and-
stop talking. Oh, this is definitely deception.
It's been a long. This is what I deal with. You can understand that.
Yeah.
All right, so I rolled a 9. It's +4, but I'm gonna take that +5 that I got from
Yes.
David.
Okay.
So that's an 18.
The +5 saved you.
Oh!
He's like, I
Good
do
enough.
not have time for tears. Please just go. Hurry along your way. I would camp as soon as it is nightfall.
Oh, indeed, sir. Absolutely.
He studies you for a minute. He studies you, and he looks over at you as your Warforged eyebrows begin to wiggle.
Yeah. He's a little charmed.
Yeah. And he nods his head.
Cool.
The guards, you see all of them scoot a little closer back towards the sides of the road, and he gestures forward for the cart to go.
I let the cart go first. I bring up the rear.
Okay. The cart begins to push forward. You all are staying close to the outskirts of the area. They're paying more attention to the cart at this time, and the amount of noise that it is making seems to hide the lack of stealthiness off to some corners of it. However, as the cart begins to move forward, Bo, because you let the cart go first, you are the first to notice a woman running down the road towards where the cart was going. Clutched at her side is a small child. The woman looks to be elven in nature. She's dragging the child, and it looks like she's running as fast as she can. She runs forward, and as she does, the guards assume their place again. And the smaller figure stands in the middle of the road. You hear one side of the argument, and she says, "Please, we are only looking for safe passage. We saw that you let... But the cart is going. Can we just let the child... Armies are gathering. There's no food left for any of us." And the cart is going. Bo has stayed behind and is hearing the half side of this conversation as you all are continuing to move forward with the cart.
I catch up with the cart and just kind of subtly just like convey, like, something's going sideways. You know, they just blocked. We just went to that guard outpost.
Yes.
Woman, kid, not letting them through.
How many
not
guards?
letting them. Why?
They just won't let them through for some reason. Something about an army gathering, no food. We might need to get this done quicker than expected.
As he says that, those of you that are paying attention, I think you two are a little too far away at this point. You turn back and look, and there's a woman. She's pleading. She's got what looks 6 or 7 year old.
I just eyes through the cabbage.
Guys, we have to help them.
Are you agreeing?
It's gonna blow.
If they're hungry, I have cabbages.
It's gonna blow a cover though. We have to. If we do this, we have to make sure there's nothing left.
Well, maybe we could help them without completely blowing our cover. How many guards? Did you see how many guards were there?
There was like 7 guards or something like that.
Yeah, that you could see.
Oh gosh.
And we have an objective. I hate to be that one, but the quicker we get this fixed, the quicker we can help.
What if we could?
Is the cart still rolling?
Cart's still rolling.
Okay.
I would say...
If the cart was still rolling, I would just stay on my path. I don't...
Yeah. You're walking along the side.
If they had stopped, then I'd be like...
How about this?
Hey, what's up?
How about this? After about 100 feet past it, where the cart rolls to a stop, as you guys want to give them a chance to... If you're about to go back, I imagine that Thoe, would you stop and allow them to provide any sort of
Yes.
input here?
Are they hurting
How
them?
far are we from the castle?
No,
like,
they're
are we
just-
like more than a day's journey from the castle?
You are half a day's journey away from the castle.
They're just.
You can either rest tonight. You can either rest tonight and get there first thing in the morning, or get there late tonight.
Where are we at sunwise?
Right now, it's early afternoon.
It's.
Listen, what if one of us just tries?
It's got to be one they haven't seen.
Okay, in my little cabbage patch, I hear and I take a bite of my sweet cabbage, so I can look like someone else for a minute.
Your tiny Cabbage Patch Kid takes a bite of cabbage.
Yes.
Suddenly head props up in the cabbage.
And yes, I'd like to look like a man.
Okay.
I'd like to look like I'm in not guards wear because they would recognize. I don't have good enough charisma for that. Just a man.
I can disguise myself and I could go with you.
Great, excellent, sounds great.
I can
Let's do
also
that. So let's park around the corner.
Is there any cabbage left?
There's lots of
I only
cabbage.
ate one.
Okay, then.
I'm. This is not infinite cabbage. I will say there are 3 charges of cabbage. This frickin' game. Yes, there are 3 bites of cabbage left.
Right, good. This is my first.
Wonderful.
I'll take them.
You've fallen into the classic foil of Caitlin's cuteness. We find
Rookie mistake.
that just no longer work over at random encounters. So
Give it time.
Cool.
I'll find something else.
Wait.
So I've taken one. There's 3 left after me or including me.
After you.
Great. So we can.
Yeah, I'll take a bite of cabbage just
We
to
can
kind
go
of.
together. I was just thinking maybe. I don't know that we're going to talk them into.
What
going
if they don't
through,
let you come back?
But
We can go around. Listen, Your Highness, here's me too, knowing as much as I do. If you go and we succeed, are you going to be able to fix this problem in a day?
no. If we can get them away from the guards, even if we get to the other side of the guards, I can get us back over.
Great.
Because I can change people's shape and I can fly and I can help
That's
other
all
people
we
to
need
fly.
then, all right.
So we just need to get on the other side of them, even if it means just walking through and being like bye bye, and
Don't
then
go to
just
the
let them
guards.
separate.
If you can sneak around, sneak around. Don't go near them. Don't speak to them. Nothing. I need you both back here as soon as possible.
We'll go very fast.
It's like parent and child sort of thing. Did they look like they're walking away from the guards, walking back the way they came?
They're still. You can hear her having some sort of conversation. She's not arguing. She's basically like entreating all of the guards that are off on the sides now. She's not talking to the guy in the middle now, but she's holding
Okay.
the child up
But
like.
they are 120 feet away. right?
Correct.
Would
Okay.
I have gotten
Oh,
a good look at her?
Um,
A good look at the
I'm
woman and child?
going to cast
Or just
message.
like a. Just the other way
Yeah.
around?
Do you have
okay.
message too?
No, I do, but yeah, go. Yes,
Okay,
go.
I'm going to cast message at her
Okay.
and say, we can help you wander away from the guards.
All right. Back the way I came.
Yes.
Very loudly, you hear her say, "Fine, fine. Then leave us to starve." And she takes the child by the hand and begins to walk back down the road.
Are you staying the same form?
I'm still in my same form, but I'm going to change.
My only thing was like, if you're gonna go with that, I'll go with you. Just to leak that I'm hired help. That was my only.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
not
no, I was
speaking
going to
of
try
that.
to,
Gotcha,
gotcha,
yeah,
gotcha.
because she was going to look like someone else too. But what I was hoping is maybe we can get just around the guards by
Yeah.
sneaking
Yeah.
around them.
Yep.
Do you have any abilities that help you to sneak?
Nope, but I
At
have
all.
a backup plan in case sneaking doesn't
Okay.
work.
So we sneak around, but in different forms. And then what I'm hoping we can do is we can change them on the other side into something smaller.
I'm on
And
board.
we can fly them back.
So Princess is staying here, and you're not leaving her side.
oh no.
You're not leaving her side either.
Why
Are you
would I
going
do
with
anything
them?
like that? That's silly.
I'm gonna cut the distance with the movement speed. If I can keep an eye on both.
Cool. So you want to split the party in 3? Yep.
The look on your
That
face.
tracks for
You're
Indigo
like,
community. Yeah. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? Okay. So you are
Dislike that phrase?
so you look like a guard, correct, Caitlin?
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna look like a guard who is higher ranking than them.
Great.
I'd like to have
No.
a patch.
What, you gotta let her do her. Like
No,
you see her take
no.
you see her take a bite of the cabbage, and she's going to look like a higher ranking guard,
In case.
just in case.
Just in case.
Okay, so what if I turn into, or we could reverse this thing, and I could be the guard. Oh, actually, maybe it's better if I'm the guard because I'm better at talking people into things.
That's a really
And
good
since
idea.
You're already you could turn into just somebody that I've just got by the scruff of the neck
Great.
because you were
Kid
in the
trying
wrong
to
place
sneak
at
through.
the wrong
Got
time.
it. Yep.
But we'll still
We're
try to sneak, but if we get
sneaking.
caught,
And if we
this
get
is
caught,
our
we have
backup
cover.
plan.
Good, excellent.
Yes.
I'll keep an
Great.
eye on.
It's been so long since I've done field work. I'm very excited.
Okay, so I change into a guard.
You change into a guard.
How long
No, I
does
just disguise
Oh, well then.
disguise self
Shoot,
last?
you don't have to burn the spell. I have it.
Okay, actually that's probably better because of I have some
think
side
it's like 10
effects to my
minutes.
spells.
Oh, you're one of those.
I never did before.
Eat the
And
cabbage.
kind of the magical
2 cabbage charges left.
Good. Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great.
Cheers.
I really hate cabbage.
The
This
two
one
of
tastes like cinnamon roll now.
you follow suit with them,
Just at a distance, let them go ahead like they're.
still on the road.
Yeah.
About halfway, and then the two of them, the chef and the cabbage salesman.
Don't say that with such
No.
condescending
Hang on,
manner.
I got here. I'm gonna take another line. Read it. That I'm sorry. Yeah.
Two.
The chef and the cabbage salesman set forth.
There we go.
The two of you give me stealth rolls.
I'm so not good at stealth
Neither.
anymore.
Okay.
I get the impression that Toffee leaves like flower footprints.
An 11.
I got
It's
it.
actually chocolate
6.
fruit mark.
We make so much noise.
I'm going to. I'm gonna cast. How far away can I cast this? Wait.
It says that right there.
Am I
30 foot.
within 30 feet? Yeah, we're 100 feet away. That's
Yeah.
not gonna work.
Way far
Okay.
away.
So,
This is
I
going so well.
I think you go. I think this is going so well. And then Thoe looks at you and she's like, right? And as she goes, right, all of the guards turn around and look and see the two of you traipsing through the woods.
Yep, going great. Going so great.
Thank you for the raid.
Thank you for the raid, Dragon to the Dining Room.
We're gonna get caught.
Well, you tune in at the right moment. Welcome, welcome to the sneakiest cook and cabbage salesman you've ever seen in your life.
Don't be suspicious.
I would like-
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
With that, the guards immediately, all of them, to the surprise of some, leave their post and go traipsing off into the woods. The smaller guard up front, the guard that seemed to be in charge of the whole situation, speaks up this time, his voice echoing out. It is no longer a mental voice inside of your head. State your business. Who are you?
Oh, I caught this one breaking into somebody else's stuff.
Really? While she's doing
You really need to let me go. You need to let me get past because we need to get over there and I need to return this one to its mother.
What are you doing out in the field, sir?
I do not have time for this. I need to go.
I would like to take 2 drinks and kegs.
Okay.
It would be in your best interest.
You
sir,
guys
to
don't
let
know
me
how
pass.
this is going, but Bo starts power drinking about halfway through. You know that he's looking forward down the field.
It would be in your best interest, sir, to let me pass.
There it is. There it is. So go ahead and give me
Even
a
impulse.
intimidation as you're trying to intimidate your
Here's
way
me
past
trying to
these
speak
guards.
persuasively. I got too intimidating.
Yep.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, that's 18.
Should it become necessary, I have imbued a thing. Should it become necessary, I rolled. Cody has seen the roll. I have things to add to it. If we
Great.
get caught,
Hey, so do me a favor.
Yeah.
How do you imbue things?
I
Asking
do the
for a
cooking
friend.
by the book. This one is a caramel apple specifically.
Okay.
So I dip it in a thing that I
So-
was trying to.
So while this conversation is happening,
I'm small. I'm gonna hide behind her and
You-
see if I can dip.
you start moving your hands behind her.
Yes.
Are there semantic and verbal components to infusing something?
I don't know.
What?
It would be. Oh, so I can magical tinkering, which is imbue a tiny object with a non-magical object with a magical property of your choice. That says nothing.
I'm going to say that is such a powerful ability
Okay, then
that
probably.
that's going to cause a little bit of ruckus.
Okay.
That's going to cause a little bit of noise. And with that, I'm going to need everybody to go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. No. This is great. You pull. I'll say you pull the spell off.
Okay.
But with that, they're not buying it anymore. As the little kid behind the corner. So that's all right. You guys are a bit far away. It's going to take some movement to start catching up. But I need initiative rolls for everybody in the group. Okay. There's the guards.
Whoa! Wow.
I need 20 to 25.
22.
22 with Princess.
Hey.
There we go. Way to go, girl.
Yeah.
Get in it.
She's on a
20 to 15.
17.
18.
8. Yeah.
I have no
Okay.
initiative modifier, so this is the highest I'm gonna go all night.
Hope you guys like it. Ain't happening again.
Yeah.
15.
Bo.
Thank God I cut the distance.
Okay. 15 to 10. 10 to 5.
6.
7.
All right.
Guys.
Sir Rit.
With advantage and a +4.
Oh, jeez.
So sorry.
No.
All right, Bo. With that, it is the guard's turn.
Of course it is.
The good news is the guards look forward towards the individual that has been issuing out orders, and he's a little confused as to the whole situation. He steps up to where you are, Thoe, and places a hand upon your uniform. I believe that when he does that, the hand is going to pass through the illusion.
Excuse me.
Yes. Oh my! You're not a man.
I'm offended.
Yeah, and with that,
And I'm confused.
with that, he is going to take a whistle out of his pocket and blow it, and no sound is going to come out from it. That is his action. With his bonus action, he is going to say, "Guards, seize them," and his voice is going to echo with a sinister force behind it, seeming to empower the guards. That was the captain's turn. We now go to Princess. You are about 120 yards away, correct?
Yes. I'm still with the cart. I'm going to look at my two people with me, give a little nod, and then take off running.
You're like, we should treat this in a calm and orderly yeet.
Princess.
Princess, that's your. How much? What is your movement speed? Are
I
you
have-
casting a spell in order to cut the distance with anything? That's okay.
It's a long range spells, though.
What's your movement speed?
30 feet.
Okay, so you're gonna move 30 feet. It's gonna put you 90 away.
Okay.
You doing anything? You see this commotion happening in the forest, and you're seeing some of them start to surround her. Toffee, you're up next, followed by Bo.
I've just discovered I should have had known spells. I didn't know that I spelled. We're good. Keep going.
Actually,
Can-
Toffee, do you want me to put you down at the bottom of the
No,
initiative?
I got it.
You're right.
I'm
all
not
right.
planning on using
Can
any
I
All right.
drop my disguise?
Yeah. Yes, you can.
I'm going to do that.
All right. You just drop your disguise and okay. All right. You're gonna use your action to. You can do that as a free. I'll say you're just able to drop your disguise.
Yeah.
Are you gonna keep running forward? You're gonna use
Keep
the
running
dash
forward.
action.
Dash.
Okay.
I'm
It's
getting-
go-
I'm getting
okay. It's gonna
ready
put
to-
you within 60 feet.
Perfect.
Okay. But that's your turn.
Yes.
Okay. Toffee.
Yes.
Things are looking rough.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
So I pull out because I'm.
Thank you so much, Tinkazilla. We appreciate you. T.E. Graves, we love you guys.
So I pull out my from my belt. I have.
We have the yeet for everything.
I have two-handed fighting. I have. What do I have? Two-weapon fighting.
Two-weapon
I have
fighting.
two-weapon fighting.
Yeah.
So I have two pistols that look like icing guns.
Good.
As a matter of fact, I like to think when she's in the kitchen, she switches out all the internal mechanisms that are back for icing cookies at record time.
Right.
Like right now, they're ready to mess some people up.
Yeah. Yes. All right.
So that means I can do both. I can shoot with both of them both shots, right?
Mm.
No?
Well, if you have
in
to-
D&D and Beyond, it listed as a bonus action. It's telling you that that is an action you can perform in
Oh.
combat.
Okay, well, I still have two.
Yes, you
So
do.
I'm gonna shoot one of them.
Give me a shot. Who are you shooting at? The captain of the guard or one of the 7 that are lined up?
Captain is causing me problems. I don't like
He
it.
is. He's blowing into a whistle, but there's no
yeah.
sound coming forth from the whistle.
So that's going somewhere I can't see, and I don't trust it.
Sure. No one trusted a whistle like that.
Okay.
Who trusts whistles?
Who shoots whistles?
16 to hit.
16 hits.
Oh my
Just
God.
hits. Roll
Ka-choom.
damage. Icing damage?
Yeah. It's just super sweet.
It's okay. Got it.
You get cavity.
Is it royal icing?
I'm gonna need you to
You
leave.
know that scene in Charlie's Angels?
No, you're
I'll take advantage or
You
something.
know that
You
scene in
don't have
Charlie's
to.
Angels where she throws her muffin and it's not well done and it embeds itself in the door?
Yeah.
These are the sweets that didn't go right.
Okay.
She loads them as ammunition.
So they're really sweet.
It's an overburned scone.
Bo, you are
And it
up
hit
next.
not for very hard.
Okay.
What am I adding to that? So 6 points of damage.
6 points of
6 whole points.
Muffin damage.
Of
Muffin
Of
damage.
muffin damage.
6.
Some muffin damage. It's better. Listen.
Plus 0.
Remember the fruit damage?
That's 10.
69
Well, you can do
fruit
anything
damage.
here.
What do I-
69
I'm
fruit
sorry,
damage.
hold
You
on,
don't,
just-
you, plus 0.
Just 2.
Because look, it would have.
Quick side question: do I recognize the
Then
captain or
just 2.
no?
Just 2
2
points of muffin
Yes,
damage.
of piercing muffin damage.
Piercing.
Apparently.
It's my new favorite punk band.
You're welcome.
Yes, this is. I'm into it. How about this? Because of the flavor.
Oh God.
I'm gonna give every time you hit somebody with this icing gun, I'm gonna give them a dex save, or they are blinded until their next turn.
What?
So that hurts the eyes.
And so you did 2 points of damage, which isn't a lot, but this guy is gonna be blinded until the end of his next turn. He whiffed his dex save. That's my fault.
Phenomenal.
So there you go. 2 points of muffin damage,
Great.
piercing muffin damage.
Great. Amazing.
That's Toffee's action. You doing anything with your bonus action? You gotta reload your icing
I'm gonna
gun.
reload that icing gun. I am in fact.
Got it.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Pipe it up, girl. Bo, you are up
Yes.
next.
How far am I from?
Bo, you're 60 feet. If everybody else is 120 and you cut the difference.
Cool, I got 65 feet of movement. We're going all the way down.
Yeah. Suddenly, Bo is like, "Hey guys, I think he's gone. He's not there. Bo is of the wind. A leaf on the wind.
Just gone.
All right.
We brought him for a
like
reason.
like a drop of water in a keg. Gone.
You are gone.
Damage is my new favorite thing.
But yeah, he's gonna go after the captain because he's blinded now.
He is. Yeah, I would say that you are able to, after you use your 60 feet of moment, you see that he's grabbing at his face and trying to
We're
wipe
still gonna
something off of his
hit
face.
him, but,
Yep.
like-
Give me attack rolls against the captain.
Oh God. One is a 14,
14 does not hit.
and the other one's a 19.
The 19 hits.
Cool,
Roll
and
damage.
We're gonna go ahead and use a stunning strike on that 19 then.
Okay.
That's a stun of DC 16.
16. He makes his save.
That's fair.
Okay.
And then we're just gonna Fury Blows him then.
Okay. What was the damage on your punch?
I haven't
On your
rolled
arm strike? You haven't rolled that yet?
I haven't rolled it yet. I was gonna roll all three at the same time.
Yeah, go for it then. Give me your 2 as you do a flurry of blows, and it's just poof, poof.
The other one, so one's an 18, the other one's a 14 again. So.
Okay, yep, 18 hits again. Yeah.
Lactose damage with the
So
ice.
that's oh man, that's 9 and 9 and 6, so 15 points of damage.
All right. 15 points of damage as Bo runs forward and he's like, boom, boom, boom. And as he does, and he just, he like tries to move out of the way and instinctively, but he's just not able to do so. Bo, are you taking those attacks at advantage because he's blinded?
I was not.
You should be taking all those attacks. So roll those 2 that you whiffed again, just to see what you get.
Yeah, that will hit. That's a 14 on the dice.
All right, so give me 2 more damage rolls then.
And then the second one, another 18 on the dice. So all 4 of them would hit.
Yeah, so give me damage rolls for that. That was your action, your bonus action.
And then use the Fury of Blood, disengage 10 foot back.
Okay, 10 foot back.
Try to get between them a little bit, kind of space them.
Sure. Bo, that is your turn. When the whistle sounds, the guards all start running, with the exception of the captain. anybody that is around the area, that is going to be Bo, that is going to be Toffee, and that is going to be Thoe, can take attacks of opportunity against these guards as they flee the scene. But they are just running as fast as they can move their legs.
Another 15 on the captain.
Another 15. The captain is not lead. That was your.
That was
the
the two
damage
that I missed, yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
You taking an attack of opportunity against.
Absolutely, and we're gonna slingshot if it hits.
Yep.
17 plus 9 is going to hit.
Yep. One of those guards, you like hit him right in the back, and you're gonna burn another key point, right?
We'll burn another key point for stunning strike.
Okay.
The...
He fails. So one of the guards is like, like he just you feel as the fist connects in with the back, and this radiant energy like bursts forth from where you hit him in the back, and it kind of radiates up his spine, and he stands there, and he looks scared, and his eyes keep darting upward.
Ooh, a 23 to hit.
23.
My attack of opportunity.
Yeah. Roll your damage for your attack of opportunity.
Again with the 2, but maybe another one will be blinded.
Yes, he is also one of the guards. One of the guards is like, "What is icing? Oh my own!"
It's the sprinkles. It'll just really.
Really mess him up. Yeah. So one of the guards is also hit by the 2 points, and even though he is blinded, his friend is going to try to continue to lead him off. Thoe, attack of opportunity.
I have Warcaster, so I can hit with magic, right? Yes.
Nice!
Okay, here, because it's a chaos bolt, and I rolled to hit first.
Okay.
So it's
like 15
it's plus
in
8.
there.
Well, no, because I'm also rolling my wild magic at the same time. So, so it was 11 plus 8, so it's 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Oh.
The damage is 3 plus 1 plus 3, so it's 7 points of damage,
Okay.
and it is that's the 3. It's fire damage,
Okay.
and I'm good on wild magic.
Okay.
I was just taking care of everything all at once.
Sure. I just
and
thought.
they can have that look.
Yeah, where it looked like you were disintegrating this poor man who was 2 days away from retirement. I didn't know what you were doing. I just heard like you're like, I'm gonna take my attack of opportunity, all dice.
I was being efficient.
Yep. Okay.
Well, now I have to make him a cake if he's about to retire. Like, obvious.
Can it be poisoned?
Duh.
Okay.
With
That's
that.
what I was making.
With that fire damage, he is also going to continue running. So right now, the only 2 people in the field are the captain of the guard and this one guard that has been stunning strike. That is their turn. G, your turn.
Okay, so Princess got 60 feet ahead of where everyone is, right?
Yes, she did.
Where you two are.
Cool. So, with an entire move action at double speed, that's an entire action.
Correct.
And then with a bonus action, I'm going to run to catch up to her.
You cannot move as a bonus unless it.
No, I can. And then as a bonus action,
What?
I would like to, at that point, then use the Blessing of the Raven Queen, which is a one-time teleport 30 feet to a space I can see. So run 60, then move an additional 30 to get ahead of her.
So you're going to go 90 feet, so you're 30 feet ahead of where Princess is.
Yeet.
Yeah. And you're just going to stand there like almost like a
Anticipatory.
linebacker, or like you're turned towards the combat?
Get ahead of Princess, turn back, face her as she's approaching.
Yeah.
And then be prepared for anything that may be coming behind her.
Okay. Got it. So you're still there, but you're facing what might be coming
Right.
on the horizon.
So I would have seen anything moving forward, and then
It's clever.
turn-
I like it a lot. All right. Good job, G. Is that your turn?
that's all I can do.
All right. Sir Rit.
So, Rit, I have a speed of 50 feet. So.
The idea of your character being like, what is happening?
This is not the way proper military actions are taken. We travel forward and not back. Where on the side? What is? All right. We're adapting on the fly. They did not teach us this in the rookery. That's okay.
Do I smell icing?
Why is there icing? That is not a proper weapon. Wings out. Here we go. So I travel 50 feet. So I'm 10 feet away from Princess. That should put me 70 feet from the combat, if
Correct.
I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
she's looking like at me, past where I'm.
She's looking past where you're coming from, and you watch as this inner monologue, I imagine, is happening as he's flying. It's this angry like
inner monologue. This is proper monologue.
You watch as he has like this is his dramatic. He's just working on his comedic now. It's
Right,
like as
yeah.
he flies through the air.
Yeah.
Like
The guards. Which
Yes.
direction are they running?
they are running back down the road where you all came from.
So they're
not
coming
not towards
away
the
from
cart,
us.
away from you as fast as they can.
So I am almost the fastest person here, but I was very far away. If she's looking behind us, I will take the dash action to travel another 50 feet.
Done.
Please. And then as I am going,
yes,
I would like to use a bonus action
Okay.
to cast Shield of Faith
All right.
on Princess.
Okay.
Be like, be protected.
Perfect.
And proper military action next time. Here we go.
We're all going to try again. This is good. Sarit.
a lot to learn.
Sarit, are you staying airborne when you
Yes, a low flight, so about 10 feet off the ground.
Okay.
Because I'm picturing I was still kind of up in the trees.
I'm going to give you a high DC perception check then.
Okay.
Since you're closest to it.
I didn't want to break the canopy.
No.
Yeah.
That's perfect. And that's why this is a high DC. So
sounds
give me as a free action, give me a high DC perception check right now.
Okay.
Big rolls.
We shall see. Not great, 15.
Okay. There's just an odd wind disturbance. You know, it's like a small breeze coming in or something like that. Okay. Thoe.
Okay, I'm going to extend my wings out into the air and fly up about 20 feet. I just want to be out of their reach.
20 feet. You just like pop up.
Yeah.
There's nobody in combat with you currently.
Right. No, I just don't want anybody able to reach me. I want to get to the one that was. Who's closest to me? What guard is closest to me?
Right. Like the guards
Yeah,
running
the
down
one
the
that was
road.
running. They're all running away.
There's one in the that's been stunned by Bo.
Right.
The captain of the guard is trying to wipe icing off of his face.
Okay.
And
the rest are all gone. I thought they
the
were in the blood.
rest are running as fast as they can go.
Cool. Okay. Well, then I don't need to then. So are we out of combat then at this point?
No.
No.
I apologize.
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry for interrupting. Having worked at the castle,
yes,
as the Red Rook, can I make a history check for what that whistle?
Absolutely.
Is
I love that, the Red Rook.
natural 20.
Oh,
yes.
Which would be a 19. I am not a smart bird.
You were not a smart bird.
Yeah, tactical bird though.
Tactical bird. I'm so angry.
Tactical bird out.
Huh. There are secrets whispered about in the Red Keep that if the general public knew, they would not feel safe. One of those secrets is in times of war, there were beings of such great power that used to walk the Wonderlands, that they pledged allegiance to the first civilization to set up shop here. And the agreement was they would retire to the Wonderlands, which are on the outskirts of the Red Kingdom, which you are traveling through in order to get to the Red Kingdom, and that in times of war they could be summoned forth to assist as long as they were given free domain of the area. And that certain means of communication were given. Because of the Nat 20, I think you get worried that one of those means of communication has been utilized. And suddenly the slight disturbance on the wind may not be as meaningless as it was
Be a
before.
slight. Understood. Thank you so much. I apologize for interrupting.
No, you're fine.
It was a good move.
The woman and the child, are they invisible at all? The people who brought us here in the first place, that came over for us.
That are running down the road
Right.
back the way they came.
So the guards are running away and they're running away.
Give me a perception check as a free action.
Well,
16.
The woman is standing in the middle of the road, staring straight ahead as the guards go running towards her.
Towards the path that we are now on, further
Yes.
away. Okay.
And the child is not there?
There is no child.
And what kind of look is on her face? Is it a look of fear? Or
What
a
was your
look of-
roll?
It was a 16.
There is a wide smile.
It was a trick.
It was birds.
It was a trick.
I'm gonna say it was a trick as loudly as I can to everybody, and I'm gonna start flying towards the cabbage cart.
Okay.
Because they're going the opposite direction of the cabbage cart, right?
Yeah, so you burst up.
Yeah.
You flew 20 feet in the air, right?
Yeah.
Well, how much flying speed do you have left?
Ooh, I guess
10
it's only
feet?
like 10 feet.
Yeah. So Thoe's like, guys, there's something wrong. There's a trick or something, and like she turns around and moves. Okay. We go back to the top of the initiative order. The captain of the guard is able to remove the icing from his eyes and stare at each and every one of you. He's going to look down at where you are, Toffee, and he is going to reach to his side and pull out a dagger. And he is going to hit you with the broad side of the dagger, not the sharp point. That is a 21 to hit.
Oh, it definitely hits.
Okay, it does no damage to you, Toffee, but instead leaves it seems to cut through your illusion, your disguised self, dispersing it, and leaves a blue streak from here to about here, as he just takes the flat end of it and like swipes it across, and then he sticks it back in the scabbard.
I've been marked. Good. Excellent. Run! Daddy legs, go!
That is his turn. Okay. Okay. Princess. Your turn.
So I'm going to do my 30 feet of movement.
Okay. You're going to move past... you're going to get right up to where G is sort of standing there. She's looking past you. But you're going to move past her. You're going to get equal to her
Yeah.
with that 30 feet of movement.
How far away is the furthest soldier running away?
Having to do math here.
I'm sorry.
50 feet. You've caught up. You're now 90 feet away. There's
Mathematics.
another 30. He's 60 feet away. The nearest soldier.
Cool. I'm going to cast Wall of Fire right in front of him.
Okay. What is the range on Wall of Fire?
120 feet.
Cool. So you're gonna cut off all of the soldiers.
I'm cutting them off so they can't run away.
Yeah.
Because they're running away, that means something's coming toward us, and they're trapped in here with us now.
Princess's eyes alight with a dark arcane fire. She outstretches a hand, and she does something she never did as a child. She cast a wall of fire, which flows forth from her hand and lights across the path.
60 feet long, 20 feet high, 1 foot thick.
Okay. Yeah. I think it stops right before the woman standing in the middle of the road, who's looks like she's staring down the guards. The wall of flame, the last image you see is this woman almost smiling as the wall of flame cuts off the egress of the guards.
I don't want to hit anyone. I'm not trying to hit anyone.
You're not trying to hit any of them, you're just setting up the
blocking
wall
off
of flame.
Is it hot on both sides? Because you can actually dictate if it's only hot on one side.
Okay. I'm going to keep it hot on both sides just so it's a warning. Like it's a, hey, no.
Yeah.
Don't.
Equal opportunity to everyone. Like,
going or coming.
You all like this door closed for both. Like, okay, got it.
Fire's red. I like it. Good job. Simple rule. A few things.
Would they be able to hear me if I shouted?
It's gonna be tough. I would say it's gonna be tough. Yeah, you know what? You can yell. I mean, you could try.
I think I just want like the captain guard to hear me.
Yeah, he'll definitely hear you.
Cool. I stare at him, and I scream or say, "I am your future queen, and you will stop now."
She sounds like she means it, man.
I would do what she says.
Who said that? Wasn't no talking donkey.
Sounds like she means it.
Yeah, you know what? Give me a persuasion check.
How close is she to me?
She is 30 feet from you.
Perfect. And wait.
Whoa.
19.
Just in case, I'm going to use Flash of Genius. When you or another creature you can see within 30 feet of you makes an ability check or a saving roll, you can use your reaction add +4 to the roll.
23.
Just in case,
22.
I'm like, no, she is. Like,
The king has returned. Like it's just, okay. With that, your voice seems to echo out a little bit stronger as you go. It's just true. Like, and it's just your voice carries a little bit more weight with it. The flapping of wings is heard overhead. The wind begins to become a tad displaced in the area. Some of the flames pick up a little bit, and you're like, yeah, hot damn, my voice does carry a little bit of weight with it. When a large form enters into the clearing, the form is furred. It has what almost looks like a human face that's heavily scarred. It's got the body of a lion, and it's got large wings. As it drops down to the ground, it looks like it's too large to fit into this clearing. It looks like it would crush several of the trees and almost crush everyone here in this area. And then it begins to shrink down so that it is able to fit and fly through the treetops. And it lands not too far away from where the whistle was blown. As it lands, it crouches down in the grass, and its eyes begin to dart about the space, and then lock onto Toffee.
Apple?
Oh my god.
Hold up the apple I was working on earlier. Maybe he likes it.
You should
That's really throw in a piece of cabbage.
Weird person apple?
Yeah, actually. Sphinx, apple, Manticore, something along those lines.
He turns to the guard and turns and looks back at the figure marked as a danger to the crown.
I am the crown.
Apple.
I understand that.
But does he?
No, probably not.
Hi.
It's come on, man.
Why have I been summoned to this place?
Oh, and I look like a tiny, dumb, sweet gnome. That's so scary.
The guard stands tall, trying once again to wipe some of the icing from his eyes, and he says, "These are intruders, and this one is claiming to be the rightful heir to the kingdom, and it is a time of war, and I summon forth the bonds set forth by the kingdom with the kings of the wild."
I'm gonna step forward. And I'm
You are currently out of combat until it kicks back off.
Okay.
Are you really gonna take orders from someone who got frosting in their eyes? I mean, come on now.
Bo, that is an 18 to hit. Does that hit?
No.
At all?
No.
A rock is sort of like a chunk of the earth is picked up and it is in a claw and tossed in your direction.
Deflect missile at the captain.
It's bigger than a missile.
Damn
This is like this is like tree trunk. You know, you're like, are you gonna listen to it, dude? My bad. Like, I would say you're able to dodge out of the way of this, but he wants his presence known.
I
got it.
While this is happening, can I position myself to be 50 feet from this creature and princess?
Yes.
I just would like to get in a place where I'm like, whichever way I gotta go, I'd like to be able to go there.
Yeah. You situate yourself, and you're like, this is fine.
I'm just gonna flap around
This
a little
situation.
bit. You guys don't bother me. Y'all go ahead. I'm just here.
I'm gonna look at the creature. Fly back towards the creature and say, listen, sir. I was delivering cabbages to the castle, and the princess was trying to keep this mission a secret from the guard. She didn't want it known, and we were fine. And then this little girl and her mother was hungry, and we just wanted to help them because we had food. And we went back to try to help them without interfering with the guards unfortunate series of events, but we were just trying to help a woman and her child who wanted cabbage. It seems like we may have been duped.
Was a trick. Apple, this is not. It's fine.
She said a lot of things recently. That makes no sense.
Right? I was trying to be as honest as possible. Like, I tried not to lie. in
I
anything
know.
I said.
He extends a very large claw upward, and as he does, the nails begin to extend. Very large nails that seem to, and as he does, he sort of digs up a little patch of the earth and extends the claw forward, and one of the very long nails pierces through the apple and brings it back up. He then turns his gaze to Princess.
I drop wall of fire.
Okay.
Probably. And I lower myself a bit, like not to like, respectfully. And
Who are you?
I am Princess of the Red Keep. I ran away when things became corrupt to find someone to come back to bring wonder back to its original magic. And I am back to reclaim my throne.
He takes another few steps forward. He cuts the distance between the two of them. I think everyone else is sort of frozen in the scene except for like Sir Rit, who just
I'll do the sideways bird hop.
like the sideways bird hop, and it's just. If anyone were watching from a distance, this would cut the tension immensely. But everyone else is sort of paying, and he gets very close to where you are.
I don't move, I don't break eye contact.
What right do you have to the throne? You abandoned him. You gave up your kingdom. So why now?
I didn't give up on my kingdom. It was the man who currently is trying to claim to it is a corrupt and horrible man. He will bring this kingdom to its downfall. I ran away from it, yes, I will not lie to you. I was scared of it. I was scared of the curse that every Red Queen has of rage and corruptness and evil, but if Red Jack takes that throne, we all will perish.
And G's gonna take 2 steps up and stand by her side. Or however many steps.
Her fate is your fate. Do you all accept this?
Absolutely, we believe in her.
Sounds fun.
The guard is looking flustered at this moment, and he takes the whistle out again and blows into it as a power move. The being before you turns his head to the side and
I will make sure that whistle is destroyed.
twists his head and says, "My covenant is with the blood, not with a uniform."
I will look at the guard and hold out my hand.
That's a power move.
You should really do it, man. Come on.
He refuses.
Oh, we can fix that.
I mean,
He takes the whistle and goes to hold it out to you, and drops it on the floor and puts his foot onto it and stamps it into the ground.
So that's how you feel. Go before I burn you alive.
Before he goes, should you ask what he did with his sword to her?
Marked her.
Right, but is this like a magical marking that might affect her later, or is this just some stain?
can I just hit him?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Detect Magic on her, just to see if this is something that we need to get him to fix before he goes away.
Okay. As you cast Detect Magic, there is nothing inherently magical about the
Oh, she knows nothing.
She,
No, there's
She knows
something else that's
exactly.
gonna happen.
She knows exactly
There,
what
it's,
she's doing.
72.
She casts detect magic. There's nothing inherently magical about it. The captain of the guard looks at each one of you as if to study your faces, and
do I know him?
You're the captain of the guard? I should think
I wasn't
so.
fired too long ago.
no, you
was I?
weren't. But how long you been looking for? I'll give you even better odds. I'll say 1 through 5 you don't know him.
Okay.
But the rest you do.
Okay. 4.
New guy. Hate
He's
him
a greenhorn.
New guy.
Yeah.
But he studies your face, and he studies all of them. And what did you get?
It was a.
I could try
I
that.
said 72, right? 72.
Do you want 72 or do you want 27?
72.
Okay.
Commit.
Cool. So you feel wild magic sort of creep around your body, and there's this weird solidification of as it locks into place.
Oops.
Oh no.
I don't know. Sometimes magic does funny things around me. I'm not quite used to it yet.
Stay out of my kitchen.
Do I look okay?
My eye
Does
is
she
not
look
leaving
okay?
this captain.
Does she look like a tree?
No.
She, okay.
No, she's just whatever magical effect happened, it locked into place.
Oh, great. Okay. Oh, all right. Is the gentleman continuing to be a jerk?
He's leaving. He's taking his guards with them, and they are making their way down the road. At a certain point, he turns away from you. I need to know if anybody is doing anything to this man.
I am.
Okay?
Oh, yeah. It's called Ray of Sickness, but I call it food poisoning. Because retooling, and it's one of my always prepared spells.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna food poison him immediately.
As he begins to walk away,
I'm gonna try.
away from this situation, you're going to certainly try.
I'm gonna certainly try.
Okay.
Yes. And I always have it prepared at first level.
All right.
So it's not 3d8 at first level. It's
I'm gonna
2d8.
pat the guard that was stunned. Like, hey man, no hard feelings, but your guys.
He's like, he really is. He really is. I just started.
Yeah, it's okay. You're doing great. You're doing
All right.
I am making a range check.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's why. Hence the d20.
No, sorry, I was
Yeah.
trying to just follow.
Yeah, I got you. Plus 8 to hit. So 18.
18 definitely hits. What is the? Is there a save on food sickness?
It
Is there a Pepto?
It is a Constitution saving
throw.
throw.
Constitution saving throw.
Be poisoned and miserable for a minute.
It's a 2 on the dice. Would that beat
No,
the save?
he failed.
Anyway.
Good, he failed. And he's going to take 2d8 of poison damage.
Okay.
And if he does, I don't have any d8s. I have 1 d8. Thank you. And if he doesn't save again, he's poisoned again the next round. So
Okay.
he might do it twice.
There.
He 14 points.
So he's looking away and he's talking to his men and he's maintaining eye contact with you, and then you hear this like this little sound of magical casting coming from the tiniest toffee, and you hear this, and he like grabs his stomach,
You don't deserve to enjoy your food.
and then he like kind of like clenches, and it's hard to look tough in a full suit of armor, like taking tiny baby steps while clenching every muscle in your body. And his men are like, "Sir, are you? I just need to go to the woods." And he goes running off into the woods.
Toss a gold to that
No, is
stunned
that
soldier.
considered is that considered an attack or a curse?
It's considered an attack.
Okay. That's very funny.
I toss a coin to the guard that I stunned. If you want to come work for me, like,
How long is
money over
Real
there,
people
Superman.
can die from food poisoning.
Are you-
it is just the first level
Proposition
spell,
of
so
Queen's
you can
Guard?
save
Absolutely.
Again. Okay, hang on.
It's just till the end.
It's just till the end of, if he fails, he's also poisoned till the end of my next turn, so it's not a forever thing. It's just for 2
He's
rounds
really
max.
Okay. He
Still.
doesn't make it.
Too far.
He doesn't make it?
How about this?
Full stop.
He doesn't make the next save, which
Oh.
means he doesn't make it into the woods.
Oh.
But the third save means he's okay.
But hopefully embarrass him from his men forever.
Princess, Bo has offered this guard that he stunned to join you all. Very loudly, he flips him a gold coin and says, "Hey, you should come work for the winning side."
Never hurts to have an extra hand.
Doesn't. Do you agree to come with us?
Yes.
He took a punch from
You
me. He's a
won't
good
be
guy.
harmed if you don't.
All right. No, yeah, I'd like to come and work with you. That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, you stared down that thing and she made him poop himself, so, and she's just standing there looking creepy, and I thought he was going to kill him. I'm not sure.
You were right. You are a good judge of character. I was definitely going to kill him. I was going to kill him a lot. And then I was probably going to kill the rest of you. But that's okay. She said no.
I think I changed my mind. I think I would just like to go home, if that's all
Oh,
right.
no. Oh.
No, I
don't want to kill you now. You want to hang out. We can be friends.
You want to hang out?
Do I know this guy by any chance?
Yes, yes. You. God, yeah. I have I have to create some random
No,
NPC.
that's
No.
fine.
This
I
is
got you. Reginald.
Yes.
Reginald. It's Rit. It's Rit.
I
You called you Reggie when you first came in.
That's
Rit
true.
did.
Yes. I would love to help in any way.
Yes, that's my Reggie.
Yes. All right.
got
Happy
you.
to help out, and if you need anything carried or anything.
You just look tough, man.
I still don't know what she is.
That's fine. She's fine.
I don't either.
She's so pretty, though. Do you really care?
Oh, thank you.
No.
Yeah, see?
Good answer.
There you go.
I'm gonna turn back to the Sphinx.
So the Sphinx is now just like staring and just sort of like, I can't believe we ever made this bargain.
It's a good bargain. You got it.
I
Super
will
good.
Not so bad.
pick up the whistle
Mhm.
and hold it in my hands and cast Burning Hands to
Okay.
destroy it.
All right.
What's the creature doing? Yeah.
If we need you, we will call you humanely. Not with this.
Humanely.
Yes.
Do you have like a
I feel like I just
forwarding
heard-
address or something? Can I
Just-
send you a cake?
Yes.
Good,
Just
excellent.
instead of the whistle, just issue forth my name unto the wind, and I will return its call.
And your name?
Steve.
I just write it and I see on cookie.
Steve the Sphinx. Dun, dun, dun.
I love him.
Welcome to Wonder Cannon, Steve and Reggie.
Yes!
Yeah, the buddy cop comedy I didn't know I needed.
You do.
I turn back to the rest of the group. If I say let's go, we should just keep going next time, okay?
Could have been worse.
No, I was going.
Yes.
Who was not going?
To be fair, I did ask first.
There was
You got us in trouble. You always get us in trouble.
I understand.
Never leave
I
the
understand.
castle. I helped.
With
Let's keep going.
Yes.
All right.
Should we take a nappy?
Probably. I cast the wall fire.
It's been a rough one, kids. I think you all decide that resting. You continue on your journey as long as you possibly can, setting up a rest not too far away from your destination at the Red Kingdom. Someone give me a survival or nature, who's ever leading the charge here, to see if you can find a good camping area off to the side, unless someone has magical means of providing shelter for the group.
Yeah, I got better than
No,
five
I
and
can.
smell.
Where's my skills?
Yes.
I'll take it since I'm
In
probably
what? In
The
nature
chat
or
just
what?
said Steve and Reggie coming to Disney Plus this
Hey man.
Thank you.
That's nice. I like
Nature
it.
or what?
survival. Either one of those.
I grew up in a castle.
I got a 5
That's
and
all right.
survival.
Go it. Do it.
We'll go
Do
with
it.
that.
Do it.
Find us a spot, though.
Nina.
Wow,
thank
19.
you.
19. Nina, we love you. Thank you. With that, a 19, you find a simple area that looks like it's been used as a camping spot before. It's nice and a ways away from the road, and you are set up next to a small stream. I think with all of your specialty skills, a wonderful dinner is prepared.
Oh, it's beautiful, and now I'm tired.
And now everyone settles down for a rest. Are we taking watches this evening, or are we all resting?
I can sentry rest the entire night. So.
Oh, that's fair.
Okay.
So.
If you'd like to allow Bo to do the Century's Rest and stay and take the only watch that night you can, if anybody else would like to take a watch and handle something else, you can do that as well.
I would be happy to help watch.
I'll take one on principle.
Okay, so let's do. We'll do the first one then. Will be you, Sir Rit.
Yes, you got it.
And then you'll do one as well. Would you like to do one in tandem with someone?
Yeah,
or?
because I don't see very well.
Okay.
Modified 20.
Modified 20.
I'm good at seeing in the dark, so I'll watch
I'll
with you.
watch with you. All right.
All right. Toffee.
I will take a watch with this
Okay, with that lady.
with that lady.
Okay. Princess. G. Okay. Yes. Let's see how
And
uneventful.
Bose is always there.
I'm just always watching.
Always watching.
I'm leaning up against a tree, just like watching.
You're in a tree?
I'm against a tree.
Oh, I was in a tree, and I was like, what?
Sir Rit,
Tree's
as the camp begins to wind down, and Bo sets himself up for a century's rest, he's staring straight ahead towards where the road is. You've worked with all manner of creature and individual here in the kingdom, so you're aware that while he is in a shut down state, he is resting, but his hearing is focused and his eyes are focused towards that direction. So you instinctively set up a patrol that looks around the other areas of the forest. During your watch, a individual approaches the camp. He is humanoid in appearance. He has brown pants. He approaches not as a thief in the night or as someone that looks to cause harm. He actually approaches with arms up, with his cloak tied in the back so as to show that he is not carrying any weapons on him. It is a common way for soldiers to approach when they are looking for some sort of parley.
I'll give a light whistle just to alert my Warforged monk friend. And say, all right, speak your piece.
You're a soldier.
I am.
Are you not, Sir Rit?
Yes. Do I know him?
You do not. He's
not.
he's got a shock of orange hair that seems to waver in the moonlight a little bit.
All right.
Sir Rit, who is it that you're traveling with?
Well, proper parley begins with identifying yourself. You know me, so you have me at a disadvantage, please.
Yes, I am. Why don't we call me Mr. E?
Mr. E. I am Sir Rit the Rook, so I know puns.
I know.
Yes.
Who you are.
As I know, we did that already.
No, I...
I was highlighting the pun because I don't like yours.
Fair enough. What if I told you that I was a god?
Get out.
I would say...
You'd call me crazy, right?
Maybe.
But if I introduced myself as Mr. E, I am enigmatic. I'm a crackpot. But I'm not crazy. I could just be a mysterious stranger looking to strike up a conversation. But if I come right out and say it and say that I'm concerned with someone new stepping up to the throne because I wasn't a fan of her mother or a huge fan of her father, and I know that you're a man that can take care of things and get things done if it's for the good of the kingdom. So I ask you again, who is it you travel with, sir?
Well, I think you know. I travel with heirs and bakers and servants and magical, shape-shifting, wild things. Some of it's a bit complicated, but I think if you have a request to ask of me, you would get much further speaking plainly like a soldier, like the soldier you're dressed as.
Then a question.
Please.
Straightforward.
Yes.
Why her?
Have you ever spent time with children?
No, I detest them.
Yes, they're terrible. They're god-awful monsters.
They really
They're just absolutely the worst.
You can't live with them?
That's it, right. No, I absolutely agree. I have no nest of my own.
That was
However,
horrible. I get it.
if I may, if you spend time with children, you learn that they don't have humanity, that they don't have empathy or sympathy. They are selfish, greedy little things, all impulse and no thought. Now imagine a child raised, as you would say, by a mother and father that you're not terribly fond of, themselves perhaps exhibiting some of those very traits. Now imagine seeing a child that has nothing but childlike impulses, and somewhere in there, untaught, unlearned by example or by lesson, you see her exhibit care, sympathy, empathy. Perhaps not all the time, but it's there, You can see there's a chance. She might be a little different than her parents. Now imagine that child runs away from all of those negative influences that her parents might have brought upon her, that they might have beaten that little glimmer of kindness out of her. That perhaps the spoiled nature of living in a castle and a kingdom that does your entirety of a whim is not good for a child. Imagine you meet that child later on, and it's willing to risk something. Anything, everything. Technically, when you have nothing, it's only your life. To me, those possibilities are far better than the certainties of a malicious, how was it described to me? Jerk. That stands far closer to the throne.
Oh, he's good at that.
You're there.
The shock of red hair begins to twist, as if it echoes the fire that's still slightly blowing in the wind, not too far away from the encampment. He looks over your shoulder, his eyes flash an odd light to them as he studies the sleeping princess, surrounded by the party as they form a protective circle instinctively around her. You love her.
I love the Red Kingdom. I've always loved it. Sarit, the Red Rook, gave me identity, gave me place and purpose. I loved it when it was distraught. I loved it when it was corrupt, and I would love it even more were it to be cleansed. So, do I love her? Yes, as any soldier would love a queen. But, am I blinded by that love? I would say no. But no, that true love allows you to see something for what it is and still care for it. Neither option is perfect, nor neither option is, shall we say, ideal or good, but we choose the better and we work for the better.
Fair enough. Ask a question and get an answer.
I mean, you asked two. Do I get two, or is this like a one-for-one deal, or what are we?
I know this
What are we
movie
doing
later,
here?
it's great.
I'll give you one.
Oh, cool.
Like if the bird came out from half saying, "Cool."
I honestly wasn't expecting one, but that's your. Could I save it for later?
I may not be around later.
Oh, that's sad. You're a decent conversationalist.
That's always worth the gamble, isn't it?
Yes.
I may be, I may not be. Are you prepared to live a life with that question burning a hole in your pocket?
You know the nice thing about being a rook? You stand in defense of something. There's a certainty to that. Wonderland is filled with questions. I prefer to focus on the one answer I do have. The Red Kingdom is my home. I would see it stay.
She's going to need you.
That's a good thing. I intend to stay with it then.
Yes. Yes, very much.
Do you like baked things? That's the question I would like to know.
You had one.
Let me rephrase. Let me rephrase. Would you like some baked things?
I'm going back to sleep.
I would like very much so. Tomorrow evening at 6:37, I would like to meet up again with you and have some baked things.
Well, if I'm alive, it's a dinner date.
He will.
Dessert date?
He will
Baked things date.
nod his head. A small tug on his shoulder from some invisible thing is seen as you see his the cloth on his shirt move as if something there is pulling it, and he turns to the side and stops and looks off. Till then. And backs away, arms up, pulling the hood up, extinguishing the red shock, orange shock of hair, and backing away into the night.
That was really good.
Oh, thank you.
You
Who
did
was
really
that?
good.
That's weird. I've never met anybody like that.
I have no idea.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'll get you. I like that.
Oh, I like that too. Thank you. I
Yeah.
would love a drink.
Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah.
The rest of the watch goes uneventful. You settle down to rest. I think next up is Toffee and Thoe.
I rolled badly earlier. Is it perception investigation? What are we? Perception for night, right?
Yes, one of you can either take this roll at advantage, or one you can both make rolls. I love the fact that I don't think the two of you are super perceptive.
The same as yours. So do you want to roll again, or do you want me to roll again?
Roll together.
Let's roll at the same time. It doesn't matter since we're both exactly the same.
I'm listening for an explosion or something.
Okay, that's okay.
Knowing that they're up.
Yep.
16.
Okay. 16.
Her specifically.
You're still in sentry mode.
Yeah, I just.
And once again, you two are sort of enjoying conversation and having pleasant conversation. Akin to what happened before. An individual walks into camp.
Did he tell us before?
Did we tap out?
Would he have shared?
When we tapped out?
I don't think he would have.
I'm
A guardsman?
Well, I told him. Like
He
he
was.
was.
I saw
He
him.
was there for
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I would say there's somebody around. There might be somebody around. In a soldierly way, just in like, hey,
Proper
Get a visitor,
military.
don't kill him.
there might be somebody around.
It's just proper military strategy.
Yeah.
I feel like I would be a bad guard if I did not at least mention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just in like a guard protocol.
Well,
I don't
we're
have to
not
go.
killing him.
I don't have to go in the details, right? There was a friendly guy around.
Okay, friendly.
And what did he look like?
Soldierly. He had
Oh.
he had a hood and he tied things back. He was very proper. I liked him a lot.
A friendly soldier by himself.
Yeah, with
Yep.
some orange
No, thank you.
orange hair going on.
With that, Thoe, you know who walks in.
A small pie. I'm like telling you about this new flavor of icing. And
Thoe's eyes go wide. You're explaining this pie to her, and this. Green skin, shirtless.
Oh no.
What?
Oh,
Really?
no.
Oh.
don't think we've met.
Nope, but you're making her face look like that, so I'm not quite sure I like it.
I don't have much time. So I'm actually breaking some rules being here right now. But I'm here to tell you a story. You see,
Hi.
a long time ago, all the animals got together and there was this animal that didn't know where his place was in the world. And so this animal decided, I need to learn how to be loud, like the birds. So he talked to the birds, and the birds told him how to be loud. And so his voice got very loud. And he talked to some of the wolves, and he got the wolves to teach him how to hunt. And with their help, he learned how to hunt. And he talked to some of the other animals about how to eat lots of food. He talked to the bears, and then he talked to the panther, and the panther told him how to climb the trees. And it's odd. You see, he was the first of the animals to ask any of the other animals if they could teach him how to be better. And that animal became the king of all the animals. He became a lion. Loud voice like the birds, sharp claws and hunting abilities like the wolf. Could see long distances. But he didn't become that way without the help of the people around him. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you're meant to. I think she's supposed to. I'm sorry you were up. I didn't think you would be.
I didn't expect to see you here.
Should I leave you two alone?
No.
Your wings are pretty.
Thank you. It was good to see you.
He's gonna try and kill her. Tomorrow night.
Red Jack,
Yeah.
we're gonna protect her. It's not gonna happen.
You're gonna try. It'll be a great story either way.
You're not gonna be there
No.
because you can't, or because you're choosing not to.
I don't think it matters how I answer that question.
No. Goodbye.
See you soon. And he will bow. And there's a little fluttering of wings that land on his shoulder as a small owl sort of attaches itself. And he turns around and walks out of the clearing.
Bad breakup?
You can say that.
Do you want some pie?
Yes, I would definitely.
This one is infused, so when you cut into it, it bubbles. There's a little happy little, and it smells like whatever you love most in this moment.
Yes, this looks happy.
It is.
What do you smell?
It's.
What do the bubbles smell like?
You're welcome.
Oh, it's a very fruity smelling, very sweet and fruity. It's like apples and peaches and bananas and
Yeah.
things like that.
Bo, you knew exactly who that was. And you just kept your mouth shut.
I was like, no, not my place, not my time.
Okay. Second watch goes down. With the third watch.
The Sentries ends at 6 hours.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna still be in the same position. I'm just gonna be a little bit more aware of this time of the surroundings.
Yeah, you're like, what the frick do I keep missing? Like, yeah. Okay. Perception checks by one of you.
I'm going to give you advantage. You're higher than I am. Oh.
So you get an advantage.
Yeah, take it. But you rolled the same thing, so it's fine.
What'd you get?
11 plus
11,
8
11.
though, and I'm gonna use True Sight for an hour of it.
Okay. You start to use True Sight when You got about like 3 or 4 hours of
Yeah.
your watch. When do you kick it off? Are you waiting for something to happen?
No, probably about 45 minutes into it, when everything starts to feel a little bit heavy and quiet.
It does get that way. There's this weird time of night. It happens sometimes. It's that hour of night reserved for insomniacs and artists, where it feels like the world stops. And that hour hits. The other visitors that visited the camp did so with sort of very open. The first one walked in, arms up. The second one made himself known very quickly and very apparently. The third and final visitor to the encampment doesn't enter the same way. They do not enter happily. They do not enter openly. Princess Death comes in silently. You are sitting next to the fire. Bo, I think, has joined you both.
I'm still by the
that point.
I'm basically in the same spot, just a little more aware.
The two of you are sitting next to each other, trying to keep an eye and ear open, when suddenly next to you is the figure of a woman shrouded in a black hood with a white porcelain mask over her face. She is sitting next to Princess. She does not say a word. She stares into the fire. Suddenly she is there.
And for any position, whatever position I had been sitting in, Gina will then, to one knee and one elbow on the ground, and go down and in.
Princess, you know who this is. You recognize her immediately as the Raven Queen.
Hello.
I would like something from you.
Looking at me or her?
Princess.
Okay. Yes.
I would like a trinket. A remembrance. Something important. Can you do that?
Why?
If Gina's foot is anywhere near Princess's, it's going to kick her. Like, do the thing.
You may ask the question, but you will receive an answer. Do you still ask?
Yes.
I want it because I want it. Because it is mine to ask for it.
I will give it to you, not because of me, because of my wife.
You think she holds sway over me?
I know she loves you.
What memory do you give of me? What trinket do I get to hold on to? Long after you are gone.
I will take off. There's a ring on my middle finger that has a semblance of a rose on it. And I hold it out along with the last happy memory I had of my mother, of us running through her rose garden and her telling me exactly how to take care of them.
These will die.
New ones will grow.
She holds out a hand. As you tip the ring into her hand, the minute it touches her skin, she is gone.
Yo, bad time. Who was that?
The third watch ends. all of you wake up, mark down a long rest on your sheet, restoring spell slots, as Bo has the weirdest recorded night of his entire life.
I'm remembering now, I'm learning I have infusions, so I'm infusing some things.
Absolutely.
Just by the way.
What are we doing to start off the day? We're infusing objects. Is anybody else doing anything with their morning?
Early.
I am so I do my crown prayers. I'll refix some spells.
Yep.
And I am going to. There's one thing I'm trying to double check on this. I'm going to cast. Find steed.
Okay.
I don't need a horse, but that cart sure as hell does.
Yeah.
we gotta make up some time.
Oh man, you know what? Like I feel like you guys eat breakfast, you infuse items, and you give this horse the retirement ceremony that he's always doing. Send him off into the wild, and where he can.
Just go be a horse.
Well, I mean, if you want to tie him up somewhere and come back for him, mine's only gonna stick around with me within a mile, so I don't want to leave you completely horseless, but we gots to go.
Okay, I can tie him up. I can give him some water and some because I do have to get back eventually.
Of course, yes. Yeah. No, I understand. I'll use my actual official voice and not my red root voice. That's my nighttime DJ. That's Sir Red coming to you over the airwaves.
Next up, Peebo Bryson. Peebo.
So I summon a war horse, which should be able to carry this thing properly. Additionally, Steed has an intelligence, and the intelligence becomes 6. So it's smart. I can speak telepathically with it within a mile, and I can cast spells on it. If I was riding it, that would probably be super helpful.
Yeah.
So that's
All right.
That's my Steed.
You summon a war horse of such spectral magnificence that all are in awe. Does he have a name, or she?
Yes, she. They are easy to control in combat. We shall call her Mariana.
Just came into your
That
head.
is a very fancy name for a horse.
Mariana, the war horse.
We got Steve the
Bo is so
Mariana, the horse.
About life. Bo
They-
is supposed
they
to go back
have
to his
a-
bar.
Y'all gotta teach me your naming conventions for Wonderland. Otherwise, I'm just gonna start.
They have a Mariana and Steve the Sphinx have a Sam and Diane moment in season 2 that carries on like it's just they've got a great relationship, and I can't wait.
I am
Marty getting tweets from Hasbro. So tell me about these infusions as you set forth.
Yes, I can enhance my weapons. So
Okay.
I'm going to enhance both my pistols to make them a +2.
Okay.
And I am going to what kind of armor are you wearing?
I'm wearing some robes.
Some robes, then no, not those. Okay, then I'm
Don't have armor.
also going to infuse your boots, if I may, or a pair of boots.
Yeah.
Are you wearing special boots of any kind?
I'm not wearing special boots.
Great,
They're
then
called
I'm making
boots.
your boots special.
Thank you.
While wearing these boots, a creature can teleport up to 15 feet as a bonus action to an unoccupied space the creature can see. The creature must have occupied that space at some point during the current turn. So basically, I'm giving you a bamf out of the way. I'm giving you a rogue's disengage ability, basically. So you're not going to take an attack of opportunity. You can just bounce back.
You're eating yourself
so-
out of the combat.
Yeah, so
I am proficient in eating.
Yeah, there you go. You are proficient in yeet, and I need one of those for each weapon, for each pistol.
Okay, so keep track of that because I'm not going to keep track of that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, and then for my 4th one for the day, because I get 4 per day. On top to the group, I can make myself a homunculus servant, which is fun.
Is it a sentient cookie?
Yes, actually.
It's a gingerbread man.
It's actually.
It's the gingerbread man.
That was a Pillsbury Doughboy.
No, that's a separate thing I'm doing. I am also casting Tiny Servant and infusing a tiny gingerbread cookie to sit in her pocket and do what I tell it to when I tell it to.
Got it.
Small
Understood.
tiny cookie in Princess's pocket.
Okay.
But that is a spell. That's not an infusion. It's a
I
separate
love
thing.
him.
Yes, you do. You do love him, in fact.
I just met this thing, but if anything were to happen to it, I would kill everyone in this room and myself.
So I can do several things.
Okay.
It's what we need most, because Caitlin is not as familiar with the castle as the rest of you are. My character would be, however. So it is if I can enhance someone else's weapon and make it a little bit stronger for you guys, or I can make a replicating magic item just for the day that we maybe need. Do we need a wand of magic detection? Do we need an arm blade?
Maybe?
Do we need, I don't think we need necessarily any of these items.
Can you enhance Bo's fists? Is that a weapon?
No, but
The wand.
well, since he's isn't he a warforged? Would I be able to do something to him because he's a warforged?
Dude, rule of cool.
Then yes.
How about this? Move away from that spell list.
Yeah.
As a sugarmancer, how do you augment Bo's punches?
So with his punches, so I am going to,
oh gosh,
be like, hang on a second about this. May I? Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I'd like to take.
Something alcoholic, please. It's been a rough night.
But you don't get to lick it. That's not how that works. What I am going to do is I'm going to wrap his like wraps. So in baking, there's like wafer paper that you can wrap around it. It's very flexible, whatever. But as it hardens, it gets dry and hard. So it's to make solid things.
Okay.
So it's wet, so I can wrap, but then it is going to harden into something much better. When allowed
She's
to
giving
dry
you
for a minute.
boxer tape.
I've given you
That's
boxer
exactly
tape.
it.
I've given you boxer tape. However, since it is an infusion, I'm actually doing
Enhanced weapon.
I was gonna give him radiant weapon.
Cool.
Your face right now.
What is this?
Look at that.
There's people in camp. There's people starting voices. And my hands are glowing.
Actually, not radiant because that is not going to help you. It's going to hurt all of us. So yes, I am enhancing your weapon.
Better.
I am enhancing your fists.
Cool.
It is now a magic weapon, and it's a +2 to your punch.
To attack and damage?
Yeah, just +2. Attack and damage made with it.
All
so
of your
that.
offhand attacks, and I will say this because what you're going up against is tough. Cinnamon or peppermint?
Today I learned in real life what happens if you accidentally get peppermint essential oils in your eye.
Oh,
I'm gonna say peppermint.
Oh, God.
I for real learned. It is not fun. Also, I'm real quick. I'm only enhancing one of my pistols with the enhance ability.
Got
The
it.
other thing, I'm enhancing my arcane focus, my spoon, so that if I cast spells, it is a stronger attack bonus.
You got it.
I've enhanced a lot of things. She can yeet out of here. He can punch real hard, and I hit harder.
Got it. Got it.
My fists smell like spearmint. This is
Your fist.
You're holly and jelly.
your-
Holly jolly.
Your fists feel great, buddy. And
Oh.
however, you smell, and there's some peppermint. There's some essential oils in there. I just need you to let me know when you're going to use the peppermint charge.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just let me know.
Things I've never
So
heard of
did
D&D.
Did watch end at the end of us and everyone woke up and we were already awake?
Yeah.
Okay. Then definitely Gianna would have essentially kind of dressed down Princess for being so candid. And you were delivered a blessing by her presence. And you did exactly what you needed to do. But you and then she didn't say anything.
Yeah. This conversation is done with the warhorse moving the cart and everybody continuing. Those walking next to the cart, you're gonna have to book it a little bit. The days of 30 feet of movement are gone. This warhorse can, for lack of a better word, can clip. So it's out of move. The Red Keep, or the Red Kingdom as a whole, is made up of concentric circles getting closer and closer towards this sprawling castle. You have to go through the mouth in order to make it through, which is the innermost ring, to the castle itself. The rings are made up of different districts, and as you move closer and closer in. You all have made this journey several times, those of you that have made the journey out from the castle. As you make your way past the 5th ring, you encounter your first group of civilization. You see people who are toiling in the fields. They're living close to the castle as they can for the protection that comes with it, but they pay you no mind. They pay no attention to this group. It is not uncommon for strangers and visitors from all sorts to visit the center of the Red Kingdom, and lately traffic has been great as war is being prepared.
We didn't talk about this beforehand, and we should have.
Sure.
As we're going in, just because I am who I am, could I let Antoinette out for a little while, just as a disguise?
The new trade-off is
Okay.
you can let her out, and you've learned how to control that.
Yeah.
But in order to channel the full aspects of your magic, you know that
I can't cast with her.
you can't cast.
Yeah, I'm just doing it as
Yeah.
disguise for right now.
Yeah. So there's a breathe in, breathe out, and there's a different woman sitting in the spot where Princess is. It's not magic either. Those of you that are arcane based, this isn't a disguised self. This isn't anything along those lines. There's just a different person sitting there. She still smiles at you with the same smile that Princess gives, but as
Princess is like all tall and regal, and Antoinette just kind of goes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if I've been around Antoinette.
you did in Dinah.
Did.
Okay.
Before
We
she
were in the-
was,
we were in the cave
before she got
together.
into a fight with all, she was a prisoner of Dinah at the moment. Yep. You make your way past the 5th ring, the 4th ring, the 3rd ring of the Artisans District. All of you making your way through. The guards giving you small looks. Them noticing you immediately, and all of them like looking at you, and as you pass through the 2nd gate into the 1st ring.
Yeah.
Do you do anything? They're all just sort of staring. They're not making a move to stop you. You did leave.
I did, and I am coming back, and I will acknowledge them with the same severity and presence that I tried to maintain when I was here.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm here to do business, so I think that's my. I'm kind of a severe dude.
You are a severe dude, and I think that stops the majority of them. I think one's going to get a little brassy and try to step up, and as he does, there is a flash of movement behind him as a foot kicks the back of his knee, and then his knee drops, and then another foot kicks into the back of the other knee, and he drops to his knees, and standing behind him is Reggie, who's been walking with you guys, and he says, "You hit your knees when the princess and her people walk past." And they look around, they don't see a princess, but Reggie's saying it with such definition that they all just sort of like bow their heads.
Reggie,
yeah,
you're my retainer now.
Yeah.
Yes.
He wears a retainer now.
That's right. I will work on it. I'm on it, Reggie.
We're gonna work on. And then Reggie hurries up to catch up with the group, and he's standing behind everybody. And like,
Antoinette's gonna kind of roll her eyes and then just drop it because like she was announced.
Yep.
Best investment I ever made was Reggie.
The fact that we're in the 1st ring and this interaction is going to remind me to cast. I'm going to use a sorcery point to make it a subtle spell, but I'm going to cast Mage Armor.
Yeah.
That's for 8 hours.
Mage Armor is cast as you make your way into the final ring, which is known as the Mouth. It is the teeming marketplace. The marketplace changes as frequently. With each new day, it seems like different shops are being set up. This is your last minute or so before you make your way to the small opening that leads into the castle proper. You notice a very large contingent set up out front of the castle, leading, almost standing blocking the entirety of this very large entrance. This is only done in formal occasions when there is a sign of assassination or an attempt against it.
I will cast Aid.
Okay.
At 2nd level.
All right.
On Princess.
Princess.
On the cleric lady next to her.
Okay.
And on the frail old woman with wings.
Yeah.
Got it.
May I pass out?
So you increase all of your hit points. Your maximum hit point total increases by 5, and you are healed those as well.
Yep.
Please continue.
May I pass out healing cupcakes? Or healing potions, but they're cupcakes?
Yes, you may.
Okay.
Are these regular healing?
Regular healing cupcakes.
Okay, you guys each get a little regular healing cupcake.
It says, eat me in case of emergency.
Bonus action to
Cupcake.
eat one for yourself. And the same goes with potions, but action to pop it in somebody's mouth. Swallow, okay?
What is the
It's 2d4 plus 2. It's like a normal.
Regular
What
healing
was it
potion.
that you just cast? 8 on the 3 8.
Yep.
Aid. Yes.
Reggie's eyes go wide, and he turns to look at you, and he goes, "Sir, that's a lot."
Reggie, if you want to take a break and get yourself someplace safe, you are welcome to do so.
You have helped us so much. Thank you.
If you'd like somewhere safe to hide, by the way. Can I tell him?
I was hoping Reggie might rally some of
That's
the
what I was-
more amenable
That's what I was going to send him to
members
do.
of the gods.
Reggie nods his head, and he looks about the space, and he goes, I might know somebody that could help. And I think, yeah, let me go talk to my uncle real quick, okay? Just don't move forward yet. And he goes tearing off past the guards, and all the guards are sort of looking at it as the guard in full armor. It's just like, hey guys, how's it going? And they're like, Reggie, what are you doing outside of the woods? He's like, stop, you gotta poop. Yeah, and runs past everybody. For those of you familiar with the keep, he goes to the largest stall in the marketplace. It is one of the only consistent shops in the area. As he goes running up to the teeming, bustling center of town that is Dimitri's. He goes tearing into it. A bit of time passes as the cabbage cart gets closer and closer, and then with the sound of the door chime and it opening, you see, those of you who are familiar with him and those of you who have just seen the signs, see the gregarious, the fabulous, the amazing Dimitri walk out of his store for the first time in a very long time, making his way to the guards, all standing out front. And all of them immediately relax and says, you are all close enough to hear his voice as it carries across the wind, and he says, hello, I just want to say, you all are doing an amazing job looking after store and things of that sort. I do have to let you know, though, that, and he looks past everyone, and he looks at you. And you hear a message, and it says, I had the family once too. I am not just a shopkeep, and I had to run away. May I one day have the courage to return home. And he turns to the guards and he goes, but unfortunately, my shop is on fire. And Dimitri's store, the center place for all of Wonderland, burst into flames. The guards turn their heads, and the captain of the guards goes, I'm sorry, our job is to stay here. And he goes, no, you don't understand. This is not for you. He touches his wand to his throat and he says, good people of the Red Kingdom, fire sale at Dimitri's. anything you can grab is still 50% off. Lightly fire singed. Run as fast as you can. And he smiles at the guard, and as the guard looks up, he turns to look back at the other remaining entrances, and you hear the pounding of feet from all 5 districts, all parts of Wonderland converging upon the mouth as they all run as fast as they can, dispersing as if the only thing more powerful than the kingdom that has established itself here for years is the commercialism of Demetrius. As people explode, sending everyone scattering, clearing the way for you all.
Scared the cat.
Scaring the cat.
In chat, Magnoff goes dislike.
And as you all make your way past Dimitri, he is sort of going, oh, please go. Please make sure you get everything. Remember, 50% off. You can leave your gold. Make your way. Go now. Go now. Do you want to say thank you?
I cast the message back at him,
Yeah.
and I say, until you have that courage, your family is with me.
Oh.
Don't worry about the shop. I have insurance. I'm going to make a fortune here. Everyone, go! Please make your way. And everyone goes running forward.
He invented insurance months ago. Just he started the business in
Definitely
town.
Dimitri.
Dimitri? Yes. Dimitri. You see a small shop not too far away that is surrounded by a protective bubble. That is absolutely correct. As you tilt your head to the side, it's like a brand new to the mouth Dimitri's Insurance, like first of its kind. And it is the only shop right now, being held by a protective bubble. And inside that bubble, waving to you from the door, is Reggie, and he gives you a small salute as you make your way up.
Bo's coming now because he was saving up for that keg. Now he can't get it.
It's 50% off.
Yeah,
Bo leaves the party. He's like, guys, I gotta follow my bliss. He's like, capitalism.
I mean, if you got a little gold, I can get you in and out.
No, it's fine.
Just real quick.
Dimitri sees how upset you are. And he walks forward to you and he says, this is about the keg, right?
Oh.
You are doing your best to save the kingdom. Bo, if you really want the keg, here is a 10% coupon with a purchase of 500 gold or more. Keg is $4.99, so you'll have to buy one more thing.
It's fine. We'll do it later.
Yeah, all right. And then you.
This
Yes.
better be your next character in our games. Is Dimitri. You best bring Dimitri.
I will, as long as I get the blessing of its
creator.
originator.
The
Yes,
creator.
then I will bring Dimitri.
Who is mad in chat right now? His shot just got blown up.
So with that, you all make your way up the through the opening. The path. Excuse. I love you, dear.
Can I get a 15%
character?
I think he's honestly just mad that you gave a coupon. Not that the shop burned down, but you gave a coupon.
He's going to make a fortune, dear. I promise.
Physical combat.
Actual
combat.
Yeah. I love you, dear. Be gentle during your battle royale.
Oh.
Wait.
You done coupon.
I don't want that coupon anymore.
It's all right. I might get an extra nap. I know, baby. So with that, you all make your way up the long.
I'm getting in the car now.
Up the winding path towards the castle. There are several entrances in. The plan was always not to take the first and foremost area where people were received for parties, sort of the main foyer entrance into the castle. There is a side kitchen door off to the side where another group of adventurers found access into the castle not too long ago. Using this side entrance, you bring the cabbage cart up there, and I would say just about then, I don't know how long that spell lasts,
Technically, there is no duration. I just get the horse is just there.
She's just there.
Forever.
Okay, forever.
You
Well,
summon an army.
Oh, it's
No, if I ever cast the horse again, I
it's
lose
gone.
it.
Okay.
yes.
I double checked because I thought there was a timer on it.
No.
No.
Okay, yeah, cool. So, as you all leave your cart, Mariana nods at all of you as if to say, I'll see you in the sequel. And you make your way over towards
Love her.
towards the kitchen door. The kitchen is not too busy. There are a few servants milling about, but as you are the first person to enter into the space, they don't pay much mind. However, you are quickly joined by individuals that don't normally make their way into
Do
the
I
kitchen.
know how many of my staff are loyal to the True Crown, or how many of them need to kind of be dealt with?
The important question.
Yes.
That is an important question.
And I would have done the research before leaving. I would have casually been asking around, oh, these cupcakes for the queen, we should probably poison them, right?
You know what?
If you don't agree, it's joking.
JK. Unless. So, yeah, you know what? I think after this time, they're prepped. Why not? Let's give you an unholy army of of kitchen people. Like as you're walking, it's like, oh, let's prepare. It's time for war, dears. As the kitchen staff.
Ring the bells. Bring out the dishes of justice.
With you entering into the kitchen, the baking sheets that are being done are all brought over to a large kitchen island. You see many of the kitchen workers like nervously take off their aprons, revealing studded leather armor and little bits of cast iron armor that look to be just pots and pans that have been roped together.
Are the baguette swords ready? They feel like they're burning. Pull them out.
Yes, ma'am. And they start pulling out these little weapons. And
I have a baking militia in my dream.
And very quickly, they say, Mum, we know you asked us to keep an eye on him. Red Jack, he's out in the gardens. He said something about a ceremony or something to assume the throne.
Listen, I'm gonna need some
know of
materials. I'm gonna need some flour.
All right.
A lot of it. And a lot of cinnamon. They burn in your eyes? Nope, that's peppermint.
That's right.
Do you know about does she know exactly what's happening?
The ceremony?
You know that it was a rite of passage to become royalty, but it wasn't talked about. Like it wasn't talked about until you were ready, and you.
Did he order any snacks for it?
Every coronation
Have
needs
we
a
made
cake.
things
No,
for this?
but I mean, we're all of the cooks are ready to. I can't believe I'm saying this. All the cooks are ready to incapacitate all the guards.
Good, great. That is all I've ever needed to hear from you. You
Just
are promoted.
Just give us the code word.
I'm gonna pretend it's obviously it is Sugar Rush. No, it's a dish best served cold.
With the saying of a dish best served cold, all of one of the older members of the kitchen staff nods, goes over and takes a bag of flour and dumps the bag of flour on a table. Another smaller of the cooks looks nervous and is shaking, and the older one puts her hand on her shoulder and she braces herself and takes the pitcher of water and pours the pitcher of water on the flour. Each one of them takes a hand, dips it in the flour, and then goes. And the kitchen staff look at you and they say, everything baked to the proper time. And disperse themselves out throughout the castle. There's a brief pause, and then you hear the sounds of combat issuing
They are ready.
issuing forth as they have been training for as long as you've left.
It's amazing how well you can
Let's go.
disguise the sounds of swords as pots and pans banging together. We can train in kitchens, y'all.
Your worries of like, well, how will I get new guards once all the
I got new gods.
I've got new gods.
Oh, perfect.
Gonna check this off my list.
Yep.
Still need new shoes. Making your way through the castle, circumnavigating the battles. There are some side passageways that lead you out and around towards the back entrance of the castle, leading to the gardens.
Wait, I suggest you not go first. Can we get someone to look like you?
Me cabbage nut.
I unfortunately no.
I don't like you.
This guy, so.
Yeah, I'd like to send in someone who can take it if they hit.
Alright. Oh,
We're the same height.
Oh, I can make him look like you. No, sorry. Hang on. Wait a minute.
If I roll
no,
for
I
it,
can't.
I can
Never
try
mind.
and make him look like her.
Hang on.
If I can make it.
Yeah, I can't.
Hold on.
It-
Let me see if I can roll.
I
it.
misremembered which one I had.
You're going to burn a spell slot here.
Yeah.
Okay.
To keep her safe for this turn, it might be worth
Are,
it.
so
I'm gonna use my first pancake. I'm
Use-
gonna roll again.
use your first pancake of the day.
First pancake
And
of
if
the
it
day.
doesn't work, I can do
Okay.
Sunday.
That is worse.
That is worse.
That is worse.
Sometimes the same thing that doesn't rest.
What did you get?
Oh, well, I'm using my spoon. A 13.
Do you want to assist her in this baking?
I can.
Just cover you in flour and poof, you look like the princess.
I'm
Would
gonna-
I assist with, how would I, like I can polymorph.
If you can.
No.
No.
It's
Right.
too late for that now.
Okay.
She's assisting. However, if you
Okay.
want to channel some of your magic into this arcana roll,
That would be fine.
you will take
like
a
maybe-
roll on the wild magic table
Oh.
to be used at a time when I deem.
Oh yeah, let's get weird.
So it's
get
just the D20 or it's
Nope.
it's a 100. Yes. Let's do it.
Fine. The magic, it's tough. Thoe puts a hand on your shoulder. You feel some of that magic channel into you and it calming you into your senses, and you prepare the
Use some
cookie.
lemon,
It is a 4.
and I hand you.
And regardless,
8.
just give me the 4. Unless you give me a strong look. No, let's just go with the 4. Let's do this.
Okay, I will let you know when it kicks off.
It's decorated with a rose.
Okay.
Okay. Is the other thing whatever happened before? Is that still, would I know if I'm still feeling that?
From yesterday.
You're not feeling that.
I'm not feeling that. Okay.
Ooh, let's
Okay.
as we eat the cookie.
Okay. You look exactly like Princess.
Man, this is getting weirder and weirder.
Man, we should just pull a Harry Potter and we should have all gone in.
With a bit of time.
I got
y-
I can only sit this straight for so long. Let's go.
Kitty wants to be the DM.
Kitty is the DM.
Kitty, please.
Surprise.
Okay. You sure?
Yes.
Uh,
I died.
Sorry.
You walk into the clearing. Walking through the rose gardens, once again, you are greeted to the sight that you've seen many times growing up in the castle. All of you are familiar with these white roses, which are, the story is told that they are painted red every morning to accommodate the queen's vanity. Those of you close to the kingdom, I would say you, know the darker, scarier truths, that they are painted red with the blood of those slain to maintain the peace. It is a dark, macabre ritual, but it is one that strikes terror into the enemies of the Red Kingdom. It is a peace through violence, and it is a. Come here, baby. I know. I love you so much. Come here.
Me too.
Hey, you're the best. Okay. So, as you make your way through this rose garden, the final image that you see, as I need to get a walking order of who is walking in what order down this narrow passageway, as you hear a voice echoing forth that you recognize immediately as that of Red Jack. So I need.
Let's go murder my fiance.
I think the false princess should walk in the middle like we're trying to protect her.
Okay, so
Yes,
who is walking
agreed.
first?
And you should.
I'll go up front.
Okay.
Let the
Then
Okay.
I will be immediately. I will be between the two.
Sir Red.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think real prince. Are you deciding yourself, or are you just you?
I'm gonna let Antoinette go, and the moment like an attack happens, she's gonna go away.
Okay, you cannot cast. I'm gonna say it's gonna take a whole action.
I'm
I support this. I support this a lot, but it's gonna take an action to get back to yourself.
We can protect you for a minute. Yeah, do.
I will pull the string on my cloak and pass it over. She's been blessed.
Okay.
I have no trouble
Okay.
giving the cloak.
Okay. Tell her about.
It's just a.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
it's just a
put
cloak.
it on then.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's just a cloak. So it's Sir Rit. Who's next?
Oh.
Real princess.
Real.
But in disguise.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Then you.
Sir Rit, princess, Bo.
Bo's up
Because
front.
he would have to sit in the
Bo.
middle.
He's got to be in the middle. So who's going next?
Okay, I can go.
I'm between the two
after-
princesses.
So then you, and then Bo.
Okay.
Then you. Okay.
So G,
So I have 5.
Bo,
6. Okay.
Thoe, Toffee. The real. They're only mostly dead. Okay, so you make your way into this clearing. As you do, Red Jack is standing upon a pedestal. The pedestal is in front of a council of 3 black-robed spectral figures that stand and float in the air in front of him. The figures are about 10 feet up in the air. The pedestal is 3 or 4 feet up in the air. He is standing atop it, and he is facing towards the entrance. The black cloaked figure in the middle is holding a crown in their hands, and they are about to lower the crown.
Stop this at once, Red Jack.
With this, Red Jack turns to look at you, and as he does, his hand sweeps over this way. The other 4 figures in the clearing turn to look. He is flanked on either side, up front, by what looks to be similar to what Bo is, constructs. However, these constructs are made of metal rectangles, each carrying different suits on them, numbered. You recognize them to be playing cards. And as they turn to face the sound, you see the head doesn't turn so much as the face shifts with the motion of the cards. Almost as if they move and create patterns, and as they look and turn towards Red Jack, the cards flutter and look, and he frowns, and so the cards all look towards the voice, and the face, cards ruffle, and the cards frown. So these are card constructs made of metal.
4 of them.
4 of them.
3 black-robed figures.
3 black-robed figures.
1 jack.
Yes.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Holds the crown.
The one in the middle. So there's
Construct
3
or robed?
the robed spectral figures holding a crown.
We bring with us the true heiress of the Red Kingdom. I was better at this last night.
It's great. It's funny.
This is the best coronation present you could have ever brought me. You decided that in order to get back into my good graces when you quit in disgrace, a traitor to the crown and then the name, you would bring back the traitorous wretch, the drunkard, the woman who had a life ahead of her filled with anything she could ever want and dismissed it. This is the present you brought to me.
How many eyes does he have?
2.
That's a question.
I look at his playing cards, specifically the spades and the hearts.
Oh.
Yeah.
And how many eyes did they have?
They don't really have like.
That's fine. Jack, could you do me a favor? Could you go like this?
Oh! Yeah.
He got you on
It's
that one.
gonna look really good when I peck that fucker out of your eye.
Oh, there it was.
You know, I had a similar thought. I was going to say it's going to look amazing when I stuff you. But I don't even want that.
But come on, guys. Let's
I
talk
am-
about me.
Kill them! Go ahead and roll initiative.
Yeah.
There was our last one for the night.
Sorry.
No,
it.
we saved it. We had one. Everybody gets one. Tell him, Peter.
Everyone gets one.
That's right. All right. I need. Hang on. I got some rolls to make first. Okay. Jeez. Okay.
Oh man.
It's not that bad.
Man.
Oh, that sucks. Okay.
Is that sucks for you or? Oh.
Yeah, it sucks for me.
Oh.
The first one sucks for you. So I need 20 to 25.
I had a nat 20.
24.
I had a nat 20.
What
but
is it with
22.
your 22? Okay.
Look at you.
Yeah, girl. Get it, girl.
I really want to.
It's like you're gonna be crowned, man.
We already used our one.
Nope.
Sarit, appropriately, you go first. Sarit,
Someone already said it.
followed by Princess, followed by someone else. 20 to 15.
Can I get a 17? That's 2 17s tonight. I'm gonna roll initiative.
You are, baby. 15 to 10.
13.
Yeah, girl. All right, here we go. Toffee. 10 to 5.
5, 7.
No! Not to like so pleased.
Zoe, G. And is that it? What did you get? 5?
I got a 5.
She got a 7.
She got 5.
Dang, they still go
Wow.
last.
Jinx.
Okay. With that, Sarit, you are up first. I will say you are all currently located 30 feet away from the coronation ceremony. There are two card constructs up towards the front. There are 2 behind him as well. Does that make sense? So think circular clearing,
Yep.
2 up front, 2 in the back.
With my 50 feet of fly speed,
Yes.
may I close the distance, interposing myself between Jack and the figure holding the crown?
Absolutely. You just beeline straight behind
Yep.
and interpose yourself. It causes Red Jack to turn around and face your direction.
Oh, okay. I thought that was it works.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. I will use a bonus action as I draw my rapier shield. I was assuming was out, and I will say, "Fire and flame for the Red Kingdom," and it will light ablaze. And
All right.
I would now like to make 2 attacks.
Okay.
Against Red Jack.
All right. Give me 2 attack rolls, please.
Natural 20, natural 20.
What?
Yeah.
Yes!
And
Okay.
I will be divine smiting on both.
Yeah,
You
you
have a gift where the guy goes, oh.
Don't think that's ever happened before.
This
That'll
is what he
be
throws at us as a DM, as his villains.
All
You
right.
see why we die a lot.
divine.
Wow.
It's gonna be a quicker fight than I thought. Give me 2 divine smite.
So I
D20
am
filled.
going to divine smite at I'm choosing the level. It is going to be 1 is going to be at 2nd level, 1 is going to be at 3rd level.
Okay.
Okay, and since it's the same either way, so
Does it matter? You can fill both? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have the slots for
But you're
both.
choosing to do 1 at first and 1 at third.
1 at 2nd and 1 at 3rd.
1 at 2nd and 1 at 3rd. Okay.
Yes.
Roll massive amounts of damage. You're gonna
Okay.
double the dice damage here.
Yes. So I roll 1d8 for the rapier, 1d8 for my improved divine smite, 2d8 for the first level of divine smite. I need
Princess, you're up next.
3d8 for the 2nd level.
For the count.
It's great having you guys.
Okay. So I need that
For that, yeah.
for the first one.
For the first one.
Hit him, man.
That's so many.
That was not great.
It was not great, but.
So that is 5, 10, 15 doubled to 30. Plus
Okay.
4, 34 for the first hit.
Okay.
And I need 1 more d8.
Go,
May
yes, there,
I?
take that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was better.
That's way better.
So that is 10, 6, 9, 20, 28, 33,
Oh,
up
okay.
to
Yeah. Okay, that's gonna be
66,
good.
plus
Wow.
470 points of damage
Murder him.
on the second.
70 points on the second.
Yes.
30 on
100 damage.
100 damage in
Thirty.
one.
Good night, everybody.
104.
104 points of damage against Red Jack.
Yeah,
About
he's
to be
dead.
hyper focused on those.
Yep. Okay.
Either we did damage or we pissed him.
104 points of damage, and you watch as this paragon of virtue, this man that protects the Red Kingdom at all cost, looks at you and smiles, flies around, and begins to beat Red Jack like he owes him money, and just wails into him, and you don't know why. You don't know if it's a trick of the light or the light reflecting off the rose garden or the rose bushes around the area, but one of the figures in the area brings his head up. One of the black hooded figures. You see a little wisp of orange and a small smile appear on the figure's face as this attack goes down. That is your turn.
Kaboom!
Princess is next.
Come on.
It's me.
Princess.
I'm not doing anything that crazy.
If the card constructs could talk, they'd be like, damn.
I'm
still in Antoinette, though, are you not?
Yeah, you have to drop your.
You're still in Antoinette.
No, because you gave me the cloak. I just did
right.
over. I didn't
Yeah.
turn into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's
just
cut these motherfuckers. Sorry, I keep.
It's all right.
He's
It's all right.
nearby, right?
It's all right.
Like
He's
close.
30. He's 30 feet away. So
30
he's
feet
actually
away?
a little further away from where you are. He's 40 feet away. He flew behind Red Jack to where this thing was putting the crown on him. So he's 40 feet away from you. Red Jack is in between you and Sir Rit.
Alrighty, you know what we're gonna do here? We're going to do a scorching ray on him.
On who?
On Red Jack.
On Red Jack.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like him. That's 15, 16, 17, 23 to
She
hit.
makes this attack. She yells, "I don't like you."
Exactly.
Throwing the hood off behind you, revealing yourself to be at least one of the princesses.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's 23 to hit.
Yep. 23 hits.
6, 7, 8, 9 points of damage.
Okay.
Oh, it's 3 rays of fire. So I roll 3 times.
You roll 3 separate attacks. If all 3 of them are going at him, then yes.
Yeah. So that's a 13 on the die, plus 8.
21.
Okay.
21 hits.
Cool. And then that's not one.
Yep. Give me a dexterity. Go ahead and roll damage for these.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points of damage.
13 points of damage.
Yeah.
Did not expect for him to be this low right out the gate. Go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
8?
8? Yeah, that's not going to do it. I think even with Sir Rit doing that much damage, the good news is he only has eyes for you.
It's like we're supposed to get married or something.
Is she within 5 feet of me?
She is not within 5 feet of you. She is currently 40 within.
Who's like,
I
I'm
apologize.
pretty.
I thought for some reason.
No. She was going to, but she stood further back and.
Cool.
You're pretty too.
Yeah, I'm still princess, right?
You are still princess, but he's going to save this for either you or her, and she hit first.
I love these essential oils.
18 points of fire damage, princess.
Okay.
Oof.
Okay. That is your
At least now it only
turn.
has fire damage.
Red Jack.
It's gonna kill the bird.
Could I say something when I did that?
Yes, absolutely.
Hi, honey, miss me?
Hi, honey. No. Red Jack is going to. Red Jack is going to Dimension Door.
Okay.
Do you have Mage Slayer or anything along those lines?
I do not have Mage Slayer or Warcaster.
Okay.
So,
All right.
would just get a. I don't know if I get an attack on that.
I don't think, and not unless you have Mage Slayer or anything along those
So
lines.
definitely
there.
not for him casting this spell, and if he's teleporting away from me.
No.
then, yeah.
So he will teleport over to this back corner behind the far right card construct with his action, and then he will cough up some blood as a free action. And as he does, as a bonus action, he will reach at his side and take out a potion and drink a potion.
Oh.
And that is his turn.
You got run, Jack.
I'm faster.
I'm not running. I'm preparing.
Getting a running start.
Oh, let him get a running start.
17. Okay, that is his turn. As he looks towards the far left figure, the floating spectral figure, he looks at them and just puts a hand up, as if to say, "Come on." That is Red Jack's turn. Bo.
Cool.
You can drop this now if you want
No,
to.
I'm gonna keep it up.
Good.
Like,
Keeping princess.
He doesn't, but he just. Bo's gonna make a beeline for the crown.
Okay.
Use his 60 foot. Like I know it's 30 feet, but try to since it's probably still. Is it still because Jack was right there, so it's still probably in.
It's in the hands of this floating robed the black robed spectral figure. It's just standing there. It's almost as if it was held in freeze frame when Red Jack left.
Cool. I want to use my 30 foot and then use my momentum to see if I just can't yank it out of his hand.
Okay. Okay. Give me a strength saving throw.
Feels like a yoink.
It does feel like a yank. Yank, yoink, yeet, mystical yoink.
Give it a swing.
I would say this isn't even really a saving throw. Maybe like a strength check. Athletics.
I'll take athletics.
Take athletics here as you try to just yank the crown out of their hands.
This is my one cool. Oh yeah, that's a 22.
Yeah. Very easily. There's.
Go.
Yeah, very easily. There's no give. You take the crown out of their hand, and the hands just sort of let you take it. It's in your hands.
Cool. I guess that's my movement and my action.
Yep. You got to do anything with your bonus action.
I still have 30 feet of movement, right?
You ran 30 feet.
65 feet of movement. So
yeah, you still got 35 feet of movement.
Cool. I move it back here you go.
Yes.
Okay.
And then 5 foot forward.
You hand it to her.
Hand it to her.
Got it. You running back. You go, here you go.
Got it.
And then turn around and look. Yep, got it.
They know it's you now.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I know it's me now.
I'm going to go ahead and make a circle here.
Is it? Or am I handing it to a decoy?
No.
Buddy, dude. I give you guys a lot. I really do.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
I love you. But
I'm gonna need about 6 d8s in a minute
But
here.
they know.
They know.
hey, Toffee.
Yes.
Hey, girl. Hey, it's your turn.
Okay, it is okay. Good. I didn't hear it next, but I am ready.
We're about
Watching what he just did, I'm gonna cast haste on the bird.
Okay.
So he can hit harder next turn.
Ooh.
Or more.
AC up by 2. You got this.
I know
And
it.
yeah, he knows the thing. And then I do not think I have any bonus actions. I don't think. Do you guys have house rules on the spells?
You can cast 2 spells, but one has to be a cantrip and one has to be the bonus action. It has to have the bonus action, like, claimer to it.
Okay, great.
So,
Then I'm going to since we know who is, since we know who it's going against, I can cast Sanctuary as a bonus action.
well, you've already cast a spell, and one of those has to be a
Oh,
cantrip.
it's not a cantrip. Sorry, I didn't scroll up far enough.
No, it's
not.
okay. It's all right.
Then I do nothing. I'm just gonna run around in circles for a minute.
Yeah. You were like, eat this pixie stick!
Yeah.
And you're like...
I shove it up his nose.
Yeah.
Nor, there's Pixie Stick!
You're all hopped up on Mountain Dew. Like you're ready to go.
I'm ready to be a typical D&D night. It is Cheetos, Mountain Dew, and Pixie Sticks. Like, I'm ready to commit.
I'm about it. You guys are. It's intense.
that's it.
With that, it is the garden's turn. I need everybody to give me dexterity saving
Did you
throws.
just say the garden?
Lair
Yep.
actions!
Give me dexterity saving throws, please, and thank you. Nat 20.
Get out of here.
Bo, you fine.
21.
21.
It was. I almost said 22, but it's 21.
Yeah, you know. Okay, 21.
21.
10. The vines wrap around your legs. Everyone else is able to dodge out of the way, but the vines wrap around your legs. You are restrained
That's
for the time
thematically
being.
appropriate.
Yeah.
13. 18.
13.
14.
You dodge, unfortunately, but you said you were flying, right? Like you were floating over
in the
there.
air.
You're fine. They wrap around. You're fine, but Thoe, you're also restrained. It just means you can't move unless you want to use a.
But I can still cast.
You can still cast from where you are. But right now you are currently restrained. It'll take a action to get out of those restraints.
Restraint
Okay.
is also disadvantage on attack rolls and an advantage against you for attack rolls.
Attack rolls even spell.
If it has an attack roll.
If it's got a saving throw, you're okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oops. All right, Thoe.
Okay. Quick question on spells.
Yep.
If both are attack spells, but one is a cantrip and a bonus action, because I make it a bonus action, am I still allowed to do it? They do have different dice damage.
Yes, absolutely. It's one of the benefits of being a wild magic
Got it.
sorceress.
Just
Much to my chagrin.
all right. I'm gonna do that same crazy dice, but it's because I got my wild magic, but I have all listed what dice is
What
what,
dice is
so that
what,
I can't cheat it.
Sure.
And also
apparently Indigo, you still have a +5 to use.
I do. No, I used it.
Okay.
I used the Mavic one.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you though. Okay. So first is a second level chaos bolt.
Okay. Where are you aiming this?
I'm aiming it at. We've got Red Jack. We've still got them in the same basic format, right?
Correct.
Okay. Let me just take out Red Jack. 'cause I don't have-
Red Jack's behind the
Red
golem
Jack's
in the
behind the
corner.
thing.
He's
Okay.
behind the golem in the corner. So you're.
Then that central black robe figure, the one that he just took the crown from. Do I have a clear aim on him?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Can I see the face
Well,
of that guy
magic's
since
okay.
I flew on the other side?
You.
I don't think that first one. Oh, and it was supposed to be at disadvantage anyway, because that's an attack roll. So I don't think it's gonna hit. It was a 5 and a nat 20. Oh.
I'm not.
So,
Hang on. I want to look this up. Because
I feel like spells, if they're not, it's not like you have to swing to attack, you just put out your hands. Like,
I think your speed is 0 when you're restrained. Attack rolls against you have advantage, but I don't think you have disadvantage on attack rolls. That might be a house
nope.
rule.
Spell attack? Okay.
a restrained creature's speed becomes 0, it can't attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creatures,
Attack
oh,
rolls.
it went away. Sorry. Grappled, incapacitated, paralyzed, petrified, what are we? Restrained. Restrained attack rolls against the creature have advantage, the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. This creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving rolls. It is a genuine rule.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Apologies. I'm so sorry.
No, don't be. Don't be.
That's the big difference between grappled and restrained.
Because grappled, you
Grappled, your speed goes to 0.
But
Restrained is like the step up of that.
Gotcha.
Where your speed is 0 and
you can't do
move.
the thing.
Gotcha.
Like, you can move and you can still do everything. You just have a hard time doing it, and I'm sorry I let my energy out.
No, don't be. Don't be. We're happy to have you. We're and it's good. We all.
Say
This
that
is
even
a.
after the 2 nat 20s. That's
Yeah. Actually, no. Please get out.
Understood. Thanks, guys.
I had a great run.
It's all right, I gotta go.
No. Thank you so much. Please. So yeah, that first attack doesn't land as you send the bit of energy out. The vines still wrapped around your leg cause you to stumble a bit and mess up a little bit of the casting.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead because it's cantrip. I'm gonna go ahead and use the 2 points to do quickened spell and try out firebolt as a bonus action.
Okay.
But I'll roll the disadvantage.
Yeah, please go ahead.
It was an 18 and a 6. 6 plus 8, 14 to hit. That's right.
Yeah. No. Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
Roll damage on the figure. Yep.
Oh no.
Yeah, roll damage.
Okay, alright.
I'm scared for you.
3d10,
Ooh.
so that's 13, 14 points of fire damage.
The figure is still looking over at Bo, who has ripped the crown from their hands, right? You were hitting the middle one, right?
Yep.
And as the firebolt flies across the space, they turn their head just in time, and there's this odd look of like what is happening? And then the firebolt hits them in the chest, sending them flying backwards. And Edwin... how about this? A familiar-looking green-skinned individual falls to the ground. Hood falls back, and he's like, and he just looks up at you like, "Sorry."
You weren't gonna be here.
That's not entirely what I said.
I didn't know.
There were 3 of us. You had 3 visitors.
I was lucky. I mean, I'm lucky.
Well, you're definitely not lucky. I don't think either of us are. Did I really? Does a firebolt really? All right, that's your action and your.
Worse, like, honestly.
That's your action and your bonus action. That's Thoe's turn. I was like, the one in the middle? There was 3 of them. The other dude had red hair. You had a 1 in. G. Magnoth, physical, literal, actual combat.
I didn't know he knew. I didn't know.
Why are you both like this?
Oh my god. Oh. Okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Oh my gosh. Burnt both my characters.
In one game.
Oh my god. I can't believe this.
He's gonna divorce you both. I hope you know that.
Holy crap.
I didn't know.
I know you didn't.
You said you were.
But you did now.
Go ahead, G.
Okay.
You're up.
I mean, I can't really top that, honestly. Alright, well, I'm gonna do a good old cleric debuff and just cast Bane on anything I can see that's not a friend.
Okay, what's the range on Bane?
Anything within 30 feet.
1, 2.
So how many do I have within 30 feet?
You'll be able to catch the 2 constructs. What is the 2 constructs that are immediately up front?
If I were to take a move action, would I be able to catch any others in there?
You actually were. Is it just like any creature within 30 feet of you? If you walked.
Anything that I can see within range.
Anything that you could see within range. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say yeah. If you walked to the center of the space where the 3 robed figures are, you could catch any of the 3 robed figures that you want, and I'd let you catch 3 of the constructs.
Oh, okay. So don't cast it where I can catch 6 additional. Don't cast it at a higher level and catch all of them?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Let's do it.
All 3 of the robed figures.
Oh, man.
No, not all 3. Not the one that just cussed out.
Got it. Not the one that just cussed out. All right, what's the save then?
It's a 16 charisma.
Okay. Okay. So
there was 5 total targets. Oh wait, no, Jack's gone, so 4 total targets, right?
He's cowering a little bit away from him. He's hiding behind this construct.
He just got wailed on.
He just got wailed on. He's licking his wounds.
Okay. So that was the 2 card constructs and 2 of the hooded spectre.
So the red-haired one pulls his hood back, and the Bane does not have any effect on him. You do cast Bane at the Raven Queen. After
it won't matter.
Yeah, she firebolts Enwin, which is great.
I would like to look at Enigma and be like, am I supposed to hit you too? I don't understand. We're hurting everybody that came to visit us.
Honestly, this is so funny. I kind of wish you would.
I'll save you for afterwards. And then we'll have a pie.
I'm about
Did someone say pie?
Later.
Yeah. 2 of the constructs make it, but 1 does not.
Okay, and then
Battle for my kingdom, guys.
Princess is like, no pie, pie.
No, no.
All right.
That's how I fight.
All right.
So now
Fair.
their
That voice is concerning.
attack rolls and saving throws are.
Yeah, I got
Do
you.
you want me to do it, or did you do it?
No, I got it. It
Okay.
happens when they do it.
Okay,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then as for the bonus action, I'm going to use the teleportation if Jack is within 30 feet.
He is not.
Okay, then I'll get close. But
Okay.
no cigar.
You transport up front, which is going to even out the playing field just a little bit, as the one construct is going to stay in a defensive position in front of Jack. One is going to beeline for you and take attacks against you, Sir Rit. So that's going to be, the first one is going to be a 19.
Does hit.
Okay. Second one's going to be a 24.
That hits.
And the third one's a natural 1. So that is 8 points of piercing damage. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
This guy's a bean.
19.
19. Okay, that makes it.
That was, I'm sorry, how many points of damage?
Hang on, I think I said 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Yeah, this one's going to be a little bit more. This is going to be 13 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Give me another Constitution saving throw.
Natural 1.
Okay, you are poisoned unless you have any sort of resistances to being poisoned,
I
or
do not.
Okay, you are currently poisoned.
Okay.
As you feel these metal serrations from the cards, as they not so much as cut into you as they just move into your space, turning, and as they do, little bits of the metal break off and enter into the wound a little bit. And the first one you manage to shrug off. That is that one's attack. The next one is going to go after Princess.
If he's walking by me, I'm taking an opportunity on him.
Bo,
I'm in front of her.
You are standing in front of her. There was nobody on her side.
Fair enough.
I mean,
No, that's fair. No,
yeah. But don't worry, your guy's coming.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah. First one's a nat 1, Princess.
Amazing.
But the next one is a 23.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah. Give me a con save. That is going to be 9 points of piercing damage.
24.
24. Yeah, you managed to push through the pain and
How
to
much
push out
was
the
the
poison.
damage? Sorry.
I think I said 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Bo, you're going to take some hits too, buddy. Okay. 17?
Tipsy Slate, he's going to hit his friend.
Yeah. Oh, okay. He's going to hit the other constructs, okay?
Nice.
Does he use the same attack roll?
Set a reaction. Bear with me 1 second. To sway when a creature misses you with attack roll, you spend 1 key point as a reaction. To cause that attack to hit one creature your choice. I think
So it automatically hits.
Just hits as long as it's within 5 feet of him.
Yeah. He's going to bump into his buddy, and if a card construct could say sorry, like, he would. As the card slices into his buddy a little bit. Second attack, 21.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh, that's poopy. That's 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Give me a con save.
It's a 17, but I'm immune to getting poison being a monk.
Okay, yeah. So you're just like, you feel the poison start to like course through your blood, and you're like, no, I don't like this. Yeah.
Worst thing. That's fine.
That is going to be all of the card constructs turn.
I apologize. I forgot I was that haste increase in my armor class.
Oh.
So the 19 would have missed.
Okay, so one of the attacks would have hit.
Correct. So the second one would have hit. I know it's 9 points of damage. I'll take poison if I could get the 9 back.
Yeah. Take the 9 points back, but you are currently poisoned.
Yes, absolutely.
Sir Rit's looking a little rough around the edges, but he just he looks a little pale.
Yeah.
But yes, haste, good for the go. That is the card construct's turn. Sir Rit, it is your turn.
Haste.
Yes.
Take her.
There is...
Your wild magic kicks off at the start of your next turn.
Oh no.
Okay.
So you only just sit here and stew in it for a minute. Okay.
He definitely told you for that exact
I
reason.
am going to... I apologize. I'm going to use my regular action.
Okay.
To not do that. I am so sorry.
Feel
that
like-
was an interesting moment.
No,
that
we
I
took an
had.
emotional
Yeah.
journey together.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So I'm going to use. I'm going to fly up.
Okay.
And over and down at Jack.
Okay, you
and
will.
I will take the attack of opportunity.
You will take an attack of opportunity here. No, that's definitely gonna miss.
Okay.
Especially with haste.
So
yeah.
I fly up. As I hit the crest of my wave before I dive back down, I will use my regular action to lay on hands on myself.
Okay.
Which allows me for 1 point of lay on hands to remove a poisoned condition.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
And then I will use my hasted action to make the single attack that I am afforded with it.
Sure. You're gonna go. You're going to. Go dive bomb Red Jack,
Yes,
who's hiding
yeah,
behind
who's
this
behind
construct.
the thing. Because I know we can't see him straight on.
Sure.
I think I can go up and over.
Sure.
At him.
Yeah.
And I am a bird. I am a bird of prey in this moment.
Sure. How are you doing? You're landing next to him and stabbing
no,
into him. Like
No. We're flying up, right? We get the shield. All right, lay on hands.
Yeah.
Feeling good now. and I would like to rapier out, just dive.
Red Jack puts up a hand instinctively, as if to stop himself and shield himself. And as he does, he turns up at you and smiles. And I think as the rapier flies forward, the illusion drops. As the card constructs, blades all begin to whirl, and Red Jack says, "Predictable." As you realize why the construct didn't attack. That the two of them had switched places. So I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw with this dive bomb, but go ahead and make your attack roll. I'll even give this to you at advantage as you're just dive bombing this.
So attack roll at advantage
Attack
and
roll
dexterity save would
and
be
a
at
dexterity saving throw as you're.
Which would you like first?
Give me the attack rolls at advantage first.
Okay, attack roll, singular roll at advantage.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Hey,
That is a 16 on the die plus 8, 24.
24 hits.
Okay.
Yep.
And then dex save?
Dex save.
14.
14. You managed to slow your momentum. You see it coming, and as Red Jack sort of laughs and says, "Predictable," he gives you just enough time to kind of slow that wind movement down.
Okay.
But this thing is still gonna. Its blades are moving. Roll damage for that attack on the card construct.
Damage on the card construct.
Yep.
That is. Does type matter?
Type of damage.
Type of damage.
No,
Okay,
not
great.
for
Cool,
these
cool,
guys.
cool.
Yeah. As long your weapon is magical, correct?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're fine.
like fire and divine and
Yes,
there's a bunch of
absolutely.
stuff. Okay. So that is 5, 10, 12, 16 points of damage.
Okay, 16 points of damage. This card construct, you see bits of it start to flake off
Okay.
and fall to the wayside. But unfortunately, some of those flying bits of shrapnel of getting too close to it and coming at it from that angle cut into you for another 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Do I need a Constitution saving throw?
Not from this attack.
Okay.
Okay.
And with my bonus action, I will compel duel on Jack.
What is the save on compel duel?
I believe it is a wisdom save of 14.
He looks at you and you feel him drawn into this fight with you, and then he bites down on his tongue as hard as he can, and you see blood start to trickle out of his mouth as he turns and faces Princess, who's holding the crown in her hand. And he is going to...
Soon, Jack. So very soon.
You're right, as he starts to prepare to cast.
Okay.
That's your turn.
Yes, it is. Is he within 5? I am within 5 feet of him and the construct?
You are within 5 feet of him and the construct
Cool.
at this time.
Just making sure for my understanding.
Princess, you see Jack start to prepare to cast, but you are up first.
I got the crown.
You got the crown.
Dropping it on the ground.
Okay.
I'm not clean yet.
You drop the crown.
Drop the crown. I'm going, because the vines are still around my feet. I'm gonna say out loud, "It's my blood that built this garden. You listen to me." And then I'm going to cast Investor of Flame.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my sorcery points. That's a bonus action instead of an action.
Okay.
You swiped instead of clicking.
I clicked it. I was going on my sorcery points.
So you guys watch as Princess is just suddenly shrouded in
full
flame,
flame.
like, and everybody around is like, damn. Yep.
And then I'm gonna so the guy who's in front of me, the little strap metal guy.
Yep.
When his turn starts, he's gonna take 1d10 of damage.
Okay.
Because he's within 5 feet of me.
Absolutely. That's your bonus action?
To cast that spell, yes.
Yep.
So my action is to send out a line of fire right at Jack. So if anyone is between me and Jack, they also get hit.
Okay. That would be Sir Rit.
Is he between me and Jack?
Right now there is a cluster of Sir Rit, a construct, and Jack.
Oh, I'm definitely in front of her too. Like you established that.
I will use my movement to move to the side.
You are restrained.
I am restrained.
You-
I caught on fire.
However, you caught on fire, burning away the vines.
Is it okay if I move? If not,
So you move
Okay.
away from Bo,
yes. On fire.
away from the construct. It's going to take an attack of opportunity against you. That is that's 27 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Give me another con save. You need to make a concentration check on Investor of Flame if it's a concentration spell.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the 19 on the die for the con save.
Okay.
So it's 20 something.
Yeah, 12 points of damage.
12 points.
So give me a Constitution. This is another con save.
What do I? Oh, it's another con save.
Yeah. So the Investiture of Flame dies, but you take the hit. It's okay. The flame dies away, and you shoot out a jettison of flame. What is the range on this jettison of flame that you can shoot out?
15 feet.
Okay, 15 feet is not going to. You can move that 30 feet, but it's going to fall short just before it hits Jack.
I wouldn't cast that if it wasn't gonna hit him.
Okay, so you hold on to your action then. With that, Jack is pissed and is knocking on death's door. So Jack,
Is he? I think I have a spell called that.
do you really?
I'm
sure.
Death
is
a thing in
Maybe.
Go get him. Maybe.
That's probably right there. Yeah,
Oh.
she's here.
He. Oh.
Power persuasion for my garden.
Can I ask you a question? And I hate to ask this question.
Yeah.
How many hit points do you have?
45.
Is someone casting a spell?
Yes.
I walked out. My power spell?
Red Jack. Red Jack walks forward.
He walks away from me.
He will. He can't hit her unless he does. So yes, he walks away from you.
Get him!
Hit him hard!
Get him hard!
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now.
What are you telling us?
This is a.
Very.
He's
gonna hurt.
And was she making a saving throw?
She will be.
She will be. Death or dexterity, one of the two.
Do not fear death.
I will. I will definitely fear death. Very much so.
But I'm scared.
Heart of the dice.
Ooh.
Natural 16 plus 8 for 24.
Okay.
And
So,
I would
Rick,
like
how many
to
clutch?
use a third level divine smite.
Leave him in between.
Roll damage.
That is 2 for fire, 1 for the saber, 1 for power divine smite,
Ugh.
2 for first level, Okay. 1 for second
Can't
level.
take it. What do you need?
I need a D8.
Okay, right here.
And I need 1 more for third.
I don't have another one.
I have it.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
Come
Okay.
on.
Just counting it up to make sure I'm
Do it.
I'm still ready to die.
This is gonna be great.
I got the number.
So many dice.
Alright. 10, 15, 20, 22, plus 4, 26 points of damage.
It'll be really close.
Play it out as.
I mean, it's.
How do you want to do it?
As he starts to walk away, and I see him begin to cast the spell.
Power word kill.
No!
Oh,
As his mouth begins to open,
Yeah.
I would like the flaming red rapier to pierce through the eye from behind his skull that he flicked me off over. And I would like to remove the eye through the back of his through the back of his skull, and then as it cooks on the end of the rapier, just
Yep.
And then we go after a dance.
You watch as Red Jack snarling at you begins to cast this spell, and you face death. However, as this spell is beginning to lead from Bo, you are instinctively interposing yourself and doing anything you can to be in. But as he goes to the next thing you see is the fiery end of that sword pierce through, and as it does, it comes back, and you look through the blank space to see the fiery visage of Sir Rit standing behind with sword in hand, holding himself steadily as the card constructs begin to fall apart into small pieces, falling to the ground. Red Jack, clutching himself his last breaths, you didn't complete the trial. And he falls down, dead.
Turn around and walk back toward the crown. I pick it up and I turn toward these gods and I throw the crown at them.
Actually, whoops-a-doodle, you kind of did do the trials. You just kind of circumnavigated them a little bit. So here's the deal. And he waves a hand, and standing in Chester's place is a woman going, "Please, my child, please, it's a war zone. You have to," and with that you see Enwin go, you see, a good royal leader needs humility. You need to know you'll be able to look after, and Red Jack didn't pass that test. And with that, there's another flash as Chester sort of smiles, and Enwin steps forward a little bit more, and he goes, the lion needs a council to teach him how to be a king. And we talked to all of them, each one, and I think you have that. You got plenty of heart here, and good people to answer questions when you need them answered. But that's not all you need. And they turn to look at the Raven Queen, who finally takes the hood off, and she walks over to where Red Jack is and looks at your sword, takes her fingers and takes the eyeball off the tip of the flaming sword, putting it in her pocket. And she goes, "Not yet. I don't think we're ready yet." And she claps her hands, and you see a watery soul being drawn up from the earth, and she slams it back into the body, and Red Jack breathes. And she grabs the sword and lifts it off the ground. May I?
It's your pleasure.
A trinket for a trinket. A memory for a memory. May we all be so lucky. Be a queen. Make hard decisions. She hands you the sword.
I walk over to Red Jack. And I stab the sword right next to his head, not hitting him. You have 3 hours to get the heck out of my sight. And if anyone in my kingdom sees you again, you will be killed on sight. Know that you were alive by my mercy. Get out.
Okay. He gets up, hand covering his eye, looks at each one of you.
As she's doing this, I'm gonna look to her and say, you wish him to never return. Ever.
Ever.
Shall I make it so?
It is not your memory.
And then knee and elbow again. Back down.
Go. To Jack, not to the queen.
She turns to look, and she turns her hands. And Red Jack looks. He looks at you.
Sorry. Be seeing you, Jack. One eye. I gesture, but I wanted to.
Bo, you're there?
I dropped the visage. It was me the whole time!
Your sword is still in Princess's hand, and he nods his head and turns to leave, and then makes his decision and turns around, dagger from behind his back, and lunges at Princess and makes his decision. Bo, you can give me an attack roll if you'd like, and you can use whatever you would like.
Am I, by any chance, within 5 feet of Princess?
You are within 5 feet of Princess.
May I utilize, seeing how this goes, my protection ability to impose disadvantage on this attack?
Yes, you may.
I rolled a 5 on my dice.
Okay.
I'm gonna burn 2 key points for Drunkard's Luck. I'm gonna re-roll it.
Yep, do it.
No, we're not doing that today.
He makes his decision. He's not walking away into the sunshine.
It's not an action. I can do it one more time as long as I have key points. We do it one more time. There we go. That one's gonna
I'm
hit.
gonna use Spark of Genius and give you a +4 on that as well.
Whatever.
No, it's so 14 plus 11. That's
Yeah.
He still hits it.
and then Stunning Strike. Boom.
You don't have to. He's barely up, and as you that fist with
Can I use the spearmint? Can I use the peppermint charge on this?
Yes, put it in the eye socket. Pain.
This is fitting. Yes. Throughout the courtyard are various statues of infamous individuals that have made their mark on history, be them great or awful. And with Bo's punch, he gives one more sniff to the essential oil, and then it's a punch straight to the face, and then with that, Jack is frozen.
Ice to meet you, to coin a phrase.
Jack is frozen forever, a sign to the testament of those who crave power at all costs, even when given the choice for redemption. Cheshire steps forward and goes, well, I believe that's it in terms of the trial. You passed all of the tests. even though you didn't know you were being tested, so that was kind of sneaky, but whatever.
I see
So-
why Mandrake likes you.
Yeah. He's alright, but don't tell him I said that. I don't. Do you like the porcelain thing? Have you seen it?
I
haven't yet.
Oh my god. I can't wait. You're going to love it. Well, maybe you won't. It's not for everyone. Here's the crown, and he picks up the crown and he puts it on your head. I'm gonna do a little something special because I think the occasion calls for it. And he will reach forward and touch the tip of his finger to the crown as the people of Wonderland experience something that very few have. As Princess's mind is simultaneously connected with all of them. Reaching forward from the Red Kingdom to the Wonderlands, to the small town of Tanoth where they sell cabbage. To every single soul that has sought for better times. For every soldier that has been disgraced. To Reggie. To Dimitri. To Steve. Every voice, every face looks up in expectation.
My people, my wonder. Let the Red Keep never be a sign of fear. Let it not be a place where people go to die. I will be your queen if you have me, but I will turn the Red Keep into a home. Let those who are lost come and be found. Let those who need shelter come and be okay. I've been scared of this destiny of mine since I was born, but I want to be a good queen. For all of us, for all of you. And I believe I have the help to do that. My name is Faith, and I am your queen. And she just starts crying.
Yeah. The celebration that occurs is one of renown.
Cakes for everyone.
The story of the kitchen staff subduing the guards of Red Jack
Those are my babies!
passes along the way. Sarit, with Faith becoming the queen, you are offered the role of captain of the guard once again.
I'm on board.
You are asked for who will be your lieutenant now that Red Jack has been vanquished.
I don't know. I like Reggie, but he's a big deal. Anybody want the job? Anybody over here? Bo, you feel lieutenant-y?
It's not really my style.
It's not really.
I appreciate
it's not
the
your
thought.
gig.
You know, I have this great sous chef who'd be really
I'll figure
good.
it out. Me, Reggie, maybe Mariana. Who knows?
The lieutenant is the horse. I love it.
Exactly.
This way, Lieutenant.
Yes. Before we go, Cheshire. Real quick.
Yes.
Your pun earlier. It was okay. But you have to understand, I read the rook on puns.
Listen here.
Yes,
Oh,
he
man.
has.
Oh, man.
I
I'm freaking
don't want you to get too comfortable. Just because I've been fancy-go-lucky pants over here doesn't mean, and then the clock strikes 6:37, and he's like, well, it's time for pie, shall we? And arm in arm, you are led by the trickster god himself. The tables are set, and people come out in droves, and for the first time, the word on everyone's lips is not that of terror or fear. We end this story as we wish we could end so many others. We end this story on a person who came home again when they didn't think they could, of people who stood by someone when they believed in what they could become. And just as we ended season 1 on being happy for these characters for a brief moment in time, we leave the best gift we can for Wonderland. We leave them faith. Faith that the sun will rise again tomorrow on a brighter kingdom, with heroes that will step up and defend it, and knowing that they can leave and conquer newer battles and newer things because of their faith. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode. So,
Can Princess do one thing real quick?
yes, post-credit scene.
Princess wants to give Dimitri a lot of land, so now he's Lord Dimitri.
Yeah.
I think in the middle of the drunken festivities, you go, a royal proclamation. Dimitri, you are now Lord Dimitri, and entitled to all the titles that come with that forthwith. And Dimitri...
there we go. In the chat, you going, there we go.
Dimitri smiles and asks, do you have like a medal or something that shows...
I will make you one.
Perfect.
Immediately.
Perfect.
I will bake him one out of a cookie, Wreck-It Ralph style.
This is so nice and sentimental. Thank you so much.
You need the real paperwork.
I will need a medal one though. Yeah, this is very nice. I'm not a child, so thank you. Yeah.
Dimitri's family now, if he likes it or not.
Yeah.
If you like it or not, we're family now.
I would like to thank the two of you. Thank you so much for coming in and guesting. Tell us a little bit about, you guys got some shows coming up, or Random Encounter Productions and stuff like that? Like, we got a little bit of time as we...
Yes, absolutely. So, Random Encounter Productions, or
Twitch.tv/Random Encounter Prod.
There we go.
Woo!
We're used to that.
You can see us over there. This coming Monday and Wednesday, we are wrapping up our 2-year campaign of Disasters in Danger. And so this is our last week before we do our holiday break. But coming back in January, we've got some fantastic things. Every week in January, we're going to be doing playtests and one-shots, and we're going to have a limited run midnight campaign, which is...
Lord of the Rings if Sauron won.
Yes. So it's gonna be a dark fantasy, a limited run for that.
Mm-hmm.
And in February we are relaunching our main shows. Disasters in Danger will be coming back. It's our 5th edition.
Brand new
high
characters,
fantasy.
brand new setting. You can jump in episode 1 having not watched anything else and start fresh with us. Also during January with those playtests, we want to hear your feedback on what systems you like, so you can help us build next year. And your input can decide what we keep playing.
So our goal for next year is, starting in the first week in February, to have Disasters, to have a sci-fi RPG, and to have a seasonal show. So for like 3 or 4 months, we'll do modern horror like Call of Cthulhu or something like that, and then we may shift into like a post-apocalyptic, or
Had a lot of people go for
a lot of
superheroes. We have
a superhero run, a lot of different stuff.
Magnoth just said, "Be right back, Dimitri in Middle-earth."
Yeah.
Sounds
listen, the
wonderful.
Midnight System is insane.
It's
awesome.
It's really
dark
cool.
and gritty and a
It's
blast.
from Fantasy Flight Games for 3rd edition, but I'm updating it for 5th.
I'm going to brag on the two of them, everybody watching and stuff like that. So honestly, the reason I invited them here is not just because they're two very kind individuals and welcomed us into their home like we were long lost friends, but to brag on the two of them for a second. There's something to be said about being fearless players. To put your heart and a soul and to make us fall in love with you after during a one shot, and so we are honored to have you at the table. And that being said, Meowth, I'm so glad you could join us too. We really miss you. And God, buddy, I'm really sorry. I need a bow-centric one-shot.
The quest for a bigger keg.
I think Dimitri's gonna say he sold the keg, but we're gonna have you track it down to whoever bought it last. Bo and the mystery keg, because we need it. Thank you for taking over your kingdom. We're really happy, and
I had to pick a name because Queen Princess is the dumb name.
it was like the coolest show dog you've ever met in your entire life, and oh my God, you hit Enwin. What is wrong with you?
I didn't know, and he said he wasn't going to be there.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is our charity stream. This is the first show down. You guys did a great job.
Yeah.
We are at $575. Now, here's what I want to do.
Can I do a quick shout out to people on the list? Thank you, Burnimax. Thank you, Eric Bridges, Grim, Indigo Gmon, Meowedith, Mr. John McBride, Nina, Sika Zilla, Susan B. McQuaid, Steve White, the Roma family, and Wolf Garin. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much. And I need what we're going to do is at the start of the next one, I got to get this list together. So what we're going to do is I'm collecting the names. We've got some stuff to do. We got random giveaways and things of that sort. I haven't even talked to you. Hi.
Sorry, please continue.
I was going to collect the names of the people that donate during that particular stream. If you win something, I'll take your name off of the list. But if you're okay with this, the people that donate, we are going to do giveaways randomly throughout the stream.
We actually would like to donate something to one of those.
Yeah, absolutely.
We just recently
Is it the Bardic Pisper?
Hang on, we just recently finished a wildly successful Kickstarter for you. Actually, if you can link the Kickstarter in there so they can see the pin designs, if you're able to do that. The Kickstarter page is still live, even though it ended already. We Kickstarter funded 20 new enamel pin designs that were all D&D themed. We set out to earn $400, we earned 4,000. So that's how many people liked them. Our backers have started getting them. However, for a special giveaway, we are willing to let you guys pick one of those designs to give away before the rest of the world sees them.
Absolutely.
They've been like I said, wildly requested.
Yes.
So we'd love to give you one that you think fits. You pick a design that you think fits the design.
And we will give that away. Since we're talking about it right now, then I will pick a winner from this group, and they will receive the pin.
Awesome.
Right there, and then during one of the other shows, we've got lots of other stuff. Coffee Shop of Horrors donated this. They thought it was appropriate. Jabberwock. Coffee, Ethiopian hire. So that's another giveaway. We've got a special set of dice that we're giving away. So thank you all so much for your generosity. We really believe in Give Kids the World and what they stand for. And we can't thank you guys enough for all the help that you gave tonight. So
I'd just like to briefly tell you, I'm sad I didn't get to use. I decided that my firebolt was a creme brulee torch. They were magical. Any flame-based spells.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you think this is the last time we're going to see her?
Oh, I have a lot of other things. Tonight I was ready to use it and I didn't get to.
No. I'm sorry. They're too good. Like we have to.
Then I'm buying a wig tomorrow. They're full cosplay.
Yeah, you guys have to come back and play these characters. We need this group to come back and.
Okay, then I have more things.
There's more. There's more adventures. There's more. Reggie.
Reggie, the best goal.
There's more. There's more Steve. I think we need to discover about what this relationship is and maybe renegotiate the terms between the. Anyway, Steve the Sphinx. So I need to prep for the next game. I love you guys so much because it's in 8 minutes.
Wow.
So I love you guys. I'll see you guys.
Thank you so much for getting to play. It was wonderful.
Absolutely, guys. Yeah, we'll see you guys all very, very soon. Stay tuned. We're gonna stop the stream just really briefly to cancel it out, but then we'll be right back again with stream starting soon. Okay, guys. So we'll see you all in just a second. Stay tuned. 25 hours. Indigo Connect, and hey, do you wonder?
Yeah.
Stay tuned.